who's still standing, who's going to make it to that end game. So you can go there right now, keep that alongside your stream, and then this week you can keep track with the players and the action as it goes along. So once again, go to twitch.tv/action feed. It's brand new. It's brand new. Literally just get thrown right here because they're always listening. All right. Anyway, for now, though, we're going to go down to the floor. We actually have Pow with some folks down there.
That's right. I got Aiden and Cease with me here on the show floor, and I feel like the energy is they're ready to go. Now, Aiden, you're representing the controller gang. I know yesterday probably wasn't your best plays. How has the whole mindset reset for your solos today?
It's a new day. Solos is completely different. Everything's on you, you know. There could be I don't have to worry about like my teammate or, you know, it's just whatever decision you make is your fault. If you die, it's your fault. So that's how I like to play.
Now, I know you're also a really aggressive player coming into all your plays. Any strategic changes coming into that since we're coming into solos today?
Yeah, my test games, I decided to drop somewhere else. So we might see some of that, play a little bit more defensive, play late game. That's what I'm working on.
All right, Cease, I got to know, man, not having Elevate here, does that change anything? Did you even have a chance to talk to him about yesterday a little bit?
Yeah, so me and Elevate have looked over many of my own games, and just we've gone through a lot, and I've learned a lot from him, so he's taught me a lot about how to prepare for this tournament. So having him not here is not the greatest, obviously, but I mean, he's helped me through pre-practice. So.
All right, so I got to know, if you can 1v1 anybody here, who's it going to be?
Have to be Tom, 72 hours.
All right, 72 hours. I hope you're listening then. I got to ask you the same thing, too.
Give me that Nicholas Merck guy, dude.
Okay, all right, shots fired. All right, well, we'll see how today pans out. I'm going to throw it back to you, Golden Boy, Monster D.
Thank you so much, pal. I like the good old Nicholas Merckx. He wants to go after that one. I'm interested in see what Aiden does because he's going to be throwing maybe some new looks out there. But let's not forget that Cease and Elevate, they did manage to come out first place in WSOV. We had the opportunity to cover that event. Very, very good team here. And I know that there were a lot of questions. I think folks were like, hey, certain players weren't there. And that's why they did really well. But they're good players, man.
But that's also why C said of all the people he wants to see out there on the field, it's going to be 72 hours. And I think we all know where this guy's landing. It's somewhere in the northeastern, foresty part of the map. We'll see if we see that toe-to-toe today.
Kind of a woodsy part of the map. All right, well, we'll look at that in a little bit when we get into the action, though. For now, we actually want to cover some of the players that I think are going to be probably one of the favorites going into this event, right? We'd be remiss if we did not talk about Bizzle. This guy is a beast, and I think he could be like one of the guys that like stands up on the top of the mountain when this is all said and done, Monster.
Bizzle's definitely a favorite. We saw him come out heavy for a top 5 performance in the duo qualifier yesterday, or the duo competition yesterday, I should say. Here's a little information from New York City, like us. There you have it.
That's right. Bizzle, very, very well known from New York there. And also, I mean, there's no bias, okay, folks? There's just no bias. Just throwing it out there. But yes, this is certainly going to be a player that you got to look out for without a doubt. And while we do have a favorite, there's also got to be an underdog in this one. There are 100 players out there, so it was very hard to pick just one player. But this player is going to be Vinny. We talked about Vinny because he's known amongst the competitive Fortnite community, but maybe not well known amongst the broader Fortnite community, like names like Tfue or Cloaksy.
No, without a doubt, hashtag underrated for Vinny1X. Here's a look at Vinny from California. Favorite spot to drop, Salty Springs. And this is he's better known as the counterpart of Zexro. Again, both of these guys came out heavy yesterday. Zexro actually had a fairly good duo day for what it was worth, but Vinny had an even better lead up in the previous solo competition. So to see Vinny out here today, he's our underdog of choice for sure.
Yeah, I think he's going to do pretty well. Let's be on the lookout for him. But we also have the roster, and when we get an opportunity, we can take a look at that one because we have a lot of names to get through here. Looking at this one, players that stands out to me right away, Cloaksy, 72 hours. Like, these are guys that I think the Fortnite community, they know, they love, they know that they're going to perform pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. 72 and Cease. I want to see that head-to-head today. It's going to happen at some point or another. That is a story that I want to see happen today. Psalm, another solo participant who comes in every time, and especially under solo circumstances, handles that pressure.
And we'd be lying to you all if we didn't talk about Saf.
Oh.
After yesterday?
Saf and Ronaldo, fantastic performances. Clearly our champions of yesterday, they're at the top of our list as well.
And we discussed Vinny. We have some more names to go by, like, you know, Aiden or Zextro or Bowman, Nolan, who's our Winter Royale winner, right? Like, there's a lot of names on here. Tricky Swords, who had a big day yesterday in the duos matchup. There are too many good players on this list.
Golden Boy, you stole the words out of my mouth. There are too many to highlight here. Zextro and just Cease, Karos, these guys are here to bring it. We even touched with Slobbings on a nice little package earlier. Slobbings, another controller gang player, awesome on the field right there. You have Tfue here.
That's right, Tfue, Blue Team won a game in the duos matchup yesterday. Zate as well. And they're just, it's loaded, it's stacked. There's too many good players here. I think Hysteria will be mad if I don't mention him. Nick Merckx as well. I've known these guys for years. So yes, there are a lot of great players. We're doing our best to cover it all. We're doing our best to share the love.
Oh.
You like that? You like that? That's right. It's very easy. All you do is use that hashtag, share the love, get out there, let everyone know what's going on, and share the stream. Who you think is going to win? That's the most important thing. Who is going to come out on top in the solos competition? Is it Tfue and his Lamborghini? Who knows? Who knows? I had an opportunity to take a picture of that today. It was quite nice.
Hashtag share the love. Get your Season 8 Battle Pass. You can win that just by grinding out some challenges. So make sure you're taking the time to get into that free Battle Pass.
That's right. I already bought that skin. Just throwing it out there. I opened up on mobile and I was already buying all the skins. You can play now, earn the Season 8 Battle Pass by completing the challenges. It's very, very simple to do so. Once again, to share the love event, use a hashtag share the love. Also use a hashtag secret skirmish. Share this event. Let everyone know what's going on over here. We're going to have a good day. We got solos competition. And you see it right there, right? Complete 13 overtime challenges, and then you will get that Season 8 Battle Pass for free. It ain't a secret anymore, people. Everyone knows.
It's out there.
And get it. Get that free stuff. That's all I'm saying. But it's time to get into game number 1. Monster, I'm excited, man. I know we had to do all the coverage at the beginning of the day, but I just want to jump into the action, brother.
Now that that's out the way, guys, we're going into game 1 of the solo competition here at the Secret Skirmish. The battle bus is launched, guys. Match 1, Golden Boy.
And I will be getting my full reaction to
I also got to cover this crack on the floor that's a little horrifying.
Look at that llama.
Yeah, hey, maybe someone can go for that. Oh boy, you know what? You and I, we have a very dark history of.
You know, I bet there's gonna be an earthquake whilst the Secret Skirmish is on.
It's upon us. It has happened. The field has evolved just ever
stay
so
like
slightly.
That. Crack on the floor, please. Oh boy. Okay, so looking at this bus path here, right? It's going from northeast down to southwest, right over Wailing Woods. That is an area that I certainly want to put eyes on because we know some players are going to be dropping in the forest for trees.
Free llamas.
Yeah.
Why is there free llamas like yesterday? Why is there free llamas?
4 players in the area. They're not just going to be a 2-man. It's 4 players here. Take a look at the block. How's the block getting this much action? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in the vicinity. We talked about the crack in the ground. There's a player by that llama. He looks like he's eyeing it over in that direction. And for everyone tuning in right now, this is solos, guys. Tilted Towers, equally contested at this moment.
I do got to mention, our first blood already came out. Nick Merckx got an elimination on Sheep early on. Once again, make sure that you're checking it out on the Fortnite Action feed. You can go to twitch.tv/Fortnite Action feed to see who is dropping down first. And seems like also Nick Merckx is going to be out of action as well as we make our way to Tilted. So out of the break right away. And Aiden, always a person that you want to highlight because of the way that he plays. Game 1, Tilted Towers, I thought he was going to drop somewhere else.
I was going to say, he told us he was staying away. I think he's trying to fake out the competition to throw some people off guard, and I don't blame him. That's a good game plan here. All the players can hear him, right? He tells him he's not going to be there. Maybe they gain confidence.
Yeah, but there is I don't know, there is value in my mind dropping, you know, elsewhere other than Tilted.
But here's what I will say. When was the last time you've seen this many players in Tilted Towers? The one time Aiden says, you know, I got a new place, I'm going to land. Boom, everyone lands there. I say it is no coincidence. They probably thought they were going to get a free pass from Aiden.
Wow. I have to say that is quite impressive. Aiden is going to be taking some fire, though, and he's going to need to have to get that high ground. It's going to be Deuces right below him. As we go into Aiden's perspective, he's going to have that Rift to go, compact SMG, as well as the heavy AR. Redeploy. Stink Bomb is actually going to force him to have to go back now. And remember, folks, if you're watching for the first time, it's now in the game in the regular settings, but we're playing with the Siphon setting. So whenever you get the elimination, you have 50 HP that is going back into your person. So that is very good for some engagement, for some aggression. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it online, how they feel. And it certainly has created some great moments. But Deuce is now also dealing with Slobbings, another tilted regular. You can always rely on him to go to tilted. Yeah, Slobbins has really shown up lately. He's gone toe-to-toe with all these players here. I love what Aiden did there is talk about the disengage, trying to constantly favor his right camera angle, backing up, ready to lure players into a heavy shot. So Aiden does kind of squeak away here into the main building. It's just a standoff. Talk about the shots being fired. Slobbings came right away. That's what happens when there's this many players in a small, congested area like Tilted Towers. Yeah, Deuces is going to back away, recognizing that it's not worth to try and chase that fight. Aiden also went into the same building where Deuces is. And I'm enjoying this competition because I know that there are a lot of great players out there that have been grinding on the pop-up cups. They've been going after just all of the opportunities that present themselves, like Winter Royale, that was completely open for everyone. And it's nice to see players that are not like your usual names. Yeah, you have your usual suspects here, right? Like your T-Food, 72 Hours, Bizzle, so on and so forth. But it's nice to see players that are really just, this is like their breakout moment. And if they're able to capitalize on it, be the one that picks up that victory royale, like that really just, that's a huge confidence booster, I think, for the entirety of the pro Fortnite community. That is always out there grinding. 5 or 6 days they're doing this. Yeah, I mean, even yesterday when players found out who their duo counterpart was, you saw the excitement in some of these guys' faces, right? And just energy, demeanor. When they felt or found out they were being paired with some of the people they look up to in this community, it's got to feel good to come out and try and prove yourself with that player as well. Yeah, but now there's no more looking up to them. Now it's about putting up or shut up, right? And here's a little replay here of Blind, who went up against Jay Young. Nicely done there. Follows up, gets the elimination onto Jay Young, and sends him packing. You saw that Stormwing there as well. And then ends up having to, I think he may have thought like, hey, I just need to loot up. I need to get what I need to get here. You always want to play cautious in these solo competitions because you never know. Third party can come out of nowhere if the fight drags on for too long. Yeah, I want to talk about Blind here. One of the players that, you know, just recently has been having a struggle in these competitions, but to see him kind of holding his own here is really great. But we got a standoff of Persecute and Povzy. Povzy. He's waiting. Persecute. He's going to be turtled inside of there. You hear the changes, the edits, and just trying to get the angles. And you know, Povzy's making a lot of noise here, and I like this. He's going after the wall. There's no reason for that player to waste the materials. He doesn't have any more materials to boot. Povzy's going to back away, goes for the shot. Oh, but Persecute's going to be able to get out of there. Povzy needs to be careful. And there you hear the Stormwing firing, and I don't think he's going to see him from around the corner. And Povzy is going to eat that one. Well played there by Persecute. The Stormwing created a little bit of that audio, nullification, and he just could not hear it. Potentially, anything could have happened in that particular scenario there. Povzy out of this. Now we're going to have Aiden once again meeting up Deuces here in Tilted Towers. They engaged initially. Deuces did have the high ground, and then Aiden decided to back away into the big building. Aiden now is going to be in this battle once again. Can't seem to get away from Deuces, who's been hot on his tail this entire time. And Aiden now is looking around, seeing where this player is going to be. Deuces disengages all the way back, not opting to go for the fight quite yet. It's a cat and mouse game between these two. Both of them, again, a really skilled player is always going to fight when they're most confident, and that's why you see these disengages and these engages. They want to set it up so it's picture perfect clear when you take on these players. If you have a slight doubt, slight hesitation, you get out of there. And then there it is. Aiden's looking to just dip out. Get to the zone now. The zone is all the way on the east here. Naga raining fire down on Germ. Naga's going to have that high ground and a grenade launcher to boot. They will be trapped outside of the storm, though, so the fight's going to be taking place here. And this is good. So Naga uses that launch pad, just gets out of there, but he gets tagged and is now at 49-13. Oh, boy, this is not looking good for Naga. He needs to just continue to dip and dive out of this one as best he possibly can and stabilize for the time being. Still not going to be safe bear that in mind, and he doesn't have the heal, so he needs to get the elimination, or he just has to book it and get out of there. He does not have a lot of time to work with.
He knows he has to take this fight or go for the apples. It's like a decision that's going to alter the rest of this game here. Is he going to go for it? Oh, Campfire comes out. This is the final stance here.
That was his last opportunity, but he gets forced away from it because of the stink bomb, and that is so rough for Naga. And just getting tagged up, he would have been fine otherwise, but because he got tagged flying away, that put him in a really precarious position. That is unfortunate. But now we got Devious and Ronaldo here. Yeah, boy, this is just, the engagements have been very intense in match 1, Monster.
Yes, they have. Every battle matters.
To be honest, I didn't expect to play.
Anything can happen here. Ronaldo looking to land a shot on Devious. He does have the advantageous position here. Just kind of hovering up over. He's going to take the pop shot. He lands one right there. Bye-bye. 48 shield from Devious.
And look at the bottom of the map there, right? There's a player right behind Ronaldo.
There's always players nearby. There are 81 players alive in his first solo match here.
Devious is going to continue to back away. He's throwing that wall down to just give himself some more, give himself some defense, right? He's creating that quote-unquote shielding for him, if you will, disengaging.
He could rift and get to the circle.
It's actually Kiwi who's nearby. You heard the shots. He kind of backed off here.
He
doesn't want any piece of this. These long circle rotations will force players to just play a little bit more passively. Kiwi going for the boost off on the ATK there. Bye-bye, he is gone.
Oh, and Ronaldo's going to eat a shot from the left side as he was going for the shots there on Kiwi Face, who was trying to just run away and use that boost that you had mentioned, Monster.
Yeah, Devious, you know, every shot matters. He's trying to just chip his opponent down. You know, it's still one of those things, though. He's got plenty of minis. Ronaldo's yesterday's champion, so his game sense is, it's up there, to say the least. I wonder if he's going to look for the rotation or push here. Yeah, he's just trying to break line of sight. There it is. He's back to the Stormwing. He's probably going to get hit once here.
Well, I think there was actually some activity that was going on over there in where Devious was. Yeah, it looked like a player was trying to third-party that fight. Devious ended up getting tagged up, so he got distracted for the time being. So he's going to fly away from that.
Might have been a little saving grace there. Look at this. This rotation is insane, guys. So the map, or the circle, the Storm is pushing way southeast here.
Yeah, it's going to that Lonely Lodge area. There's Devious. Oh, boy. 78 players. We're just in the second phase here, and it's about to close in some more. These players are going to have to start to push on further. There are a few bodies that are going to be lingering by Salty, by Dusty, Tomato Temple, just a lot, and also that Storm Surge warning. We'll cover that in a second. For now, though, we did have some more Tilted Towers activity, or actually, I stand corrected because it was Slobbings. I just assumed it was a Tilted, but it's actually going to be Slobbings here in the low ground against Grenades. Wow, just beamed him there with that blue pump. Goodbye. Now Aiden is going to be in a battle against Slobbings, and Slobbings is so low. This is a battle between two Tilted legends, and that is going to be the elimination, and Aiden will win that one out. He's just got to get through quickly enough. He's getting also shot, third-partied as well, Monster.
You gonna go for it?
No! Oh my god!
Long shot there, 139 meters away. That's gonna be Robat's fourth elimination.
He pumped shot him.
Yep,
that is
number 4.
Him.
Boy,
Do you know, I think because he did that,
you could feel the tension.
Epic Games are going to
Whereas
change
like yesterday,
that
I think a lot of players
I think Epic Games are
really
going to change that.
You know, there
so
was a lot
Epic
of
Games can't shoot that far.
So
Shotguns
that
can't
fun
shoot
atmosphere.
that far.
There was still some money on the line, but this is
I think that's what they're going to do for next
$60,000 for that first place prize. Game number 1, you really want to set that tone early on here.
Yeah, Golden, the stakes are so much higher this time around. Here's Larison looking for the rotation here. He does not want anything to do. I like what he's doing here. He's minimizing, you know, usage of materials. He's kind of going with a risky free rotation through the center. Sidekick so close by, but you know, he just doesn't quite glance in his direction. He's trying to get that center map for free right here. This is huge.
There are going to be 2 players inside of the lodge. And Larison hears this. He's got the FPS. Another one right below. He's just going to try and set up a little tower of defense here. Just keep himself going. CDK Flame will be low on HP.
What's that
see him just drifting away there. He has high shields, or full shields, I should say. So because of that, should be all right. Hopefully he gets a med kit or campfire. There's certainly a few around here that he could use to his benefit.
Oh, he's on top of Morg, actually. Morgan Gould here. And Lonely Lodge, 72 hours, not far behind.
21 people have been killed.
So many good players now looking to compile right on top of one another.
I'm really liking this, and I just like too that Learson slowed things down. Right, no need to get insane. You just want to wait to see where that next circle is going to go. You have a minute left, so you gotta create that tension there. And the Siren.
Yeah, we talked about Blind earlier, kind of just making a comeback here. Blind doing good so far. Siren, 200 damage dealt.
That's right. Did manage to pick up a point as well.
3 eliminations. Must have been some early game ones.
Pretty nice for Desiren. Germ on the free rotation. He's going to go for the shots there. And
he's not going to land anything. He's just going to chill out to the next zone.
Yeah, put the fear in him there, right?
Looks like there's a big old fight happening in retail right now. You can kind of see it off in the distance. Hopping over to retail, Roat, Snood, Frosty, Trigger.
Roat's at 5 eliminations now. He's having a big game. I would like to keep more eyes on him if he continues to go like this, because if that's the case, Roat could be going in the end game looking pretty.
He's knocking on big bonus territory here, guys. Hopping over to Roat, putting shots on Jo now, and he's right in front of him.
Stand tagged up, gonna be dropped down to 23 shields and needs to disengage from that. Because of the fact that Sync Bomb, it kind of creates that cloud. It creates that cloud of smoke that's gonna force the players to have to just drop back. You don't want to stay inside of there. Obviously, it's Sync Bomb.
Yeah, fun fact, Roat actually handled Aiden and Slobbings in this game so far.
Wait until you're under 50 HP and then use it.
All right, now he's looking to take on Triggy. There's only about 5 controller players here. If he takes all of them out in one game, what a legend. What a legend.
I find it a little bit unfair.
This is a big battle for Roat. Triggy wants no part part of it.
Jumps on out of there. That storm is coming in, so wise enough to just get out. Roat's going to use it as well. Get into that safe zone. Shots are coming in. You see that activity happen. Paytech. That is very ambitious. Paytech was right above him there, and he does get control of that wall. And he's going to go for it. I like the aggression we're seeing here out of Roat. Paytech goes in for the shot.
Ooh, it's a standoff. Who's going to make the edit?
This is risky here, man. Roat, he's just turtling up, just waiting. He's waiting for that moment to push out so he can get more control. Get control of the walls that are going to be around there, but he gets tagged up, and Roat's going to go down by Paytech. That is unfortunate for him, but 5 eliminations in game 1. That's huge.
He let his guard down for 1 second, and Pate took control of the ceiling, made the quick edit, and dropped him right there. And that was all really to blame. That rocket that came in threw him off for a second there. That's the first elimination for Pate here, putting him in a good situation now health-wise. He's got so much heals, extra launch pad.
Yeah, it's been a good game so far. Very intense game in game 1, and there were a lot of moments that we did not catch. Luckily for us, we got Sundown standing by over at the analyst corner. Sundown, what you got?
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. We're going to hop right on in. J-Truth, you saw him yesterday with Wifo pushing McDongle, but McDongle's going to make him pay despite being down HP. Close quarter combat, great 95 shots, stays with it, making sure it's tracking on top of it. Next, we're going to jump on over to Persecute with a cheeky little bloom play here. Look how he goes up from the low ground, comes right around it, makes sure he uses the Storm Wing for cover, and pushes right in. 95 damage. Hobbsy had no chance there. We're going to jump on over now to Aiden. Now, I want to stress here his patience. He could have taken the shot a number of times, but he wants to make sure he hit it. Waits, knows that player is looking for a shot, and there it is. The second the player paused, Aiden was there to capitalize.
That was nasty.
Now, speaking of veteran move, check Sean's awareness. Base Soldier is sitting on the 50 field, but Sean is going to use the Stinks. And Base Soldier, that one smells. You might want to get away from it. Stinks bypass shield. Great Elim heads-up play. Golden Boy, you were talking about it. He was on 5 elims. Let's see how he got those 2 pets. Roat from the winner royales, someone we haven't seen before. Look at that shot, so precise on Slobbings, and he's not done yet. The tracking again. We saw Aiden earlier. He's going to get a piece of his own action. Roat picking it up there for the 4th elim. He was able to get 5, 2 points early for him. That's solid for game 1, Golden Boy.
Yeah, indeed it is, man. Thank you so much, Sundown, for that. Also, just an update on where we are standings-wise. You got Roat, who has 2 points, those 5 eliminations. he's out of the game. But the only players that have points right now is the Siren and Aspect. They have 3 eliminations each. We have a lot of players, though, that are on the cusp of being able to pick up a few elims, and I'm going to make sure I keep track of this as it builds on. There have been some great moments this game thus far, and Roat has to be happy with that performance in game number 1. But look at the congestion here of this Storm monster. So many players, 49, all fitting into this tight spot.
We haven't seen this many players alive in a, you know,
49 is still a lot.
I'm not complaining. But 49 is still a lot. You and your decision making, you were going to be super passive. I can't tell you or can't stress how many, you know, Q&As we had with these players and said, what's your game plan? Play for endgame. So many of these guys want to make it to the endgame for that victory royale.
And when you think about this first moving circle and how the players, you're hoping that you're at the edge and that 50% of that circle is on your side. Fortunately for them, you know, for guys like Aspect, for example, that are going to be all the way on the outside, they need to make that rotation, but a player's going to go right for the attack, and it's Fulmer. And Aspect's going to regroup here for the time being. Aspect does have a point.
I love that.
Oh, nice!
Used the cone trick, sitting in the cone to catch Bizzle off guard, but now Sean's gonna get punished for that. And it's time to get on out of here, start making your way to this next zone. Love what he does here. He puts down pressure and then rotates. So there's no way Sean's gonna counterfire. Bizzle's obviously, you know, distracted at this moment. This is game sense from Aspect here. He's going to make this zone rotation. I believe in it.
Bizzle was one of the players that we said were the favorites, someone to look out for in game number 1, and heck, maybe in the entirety of the solos competition. Aspect, though, getting tagged up on the left side, 54 shields left for him. Needs to just wait it out a second here. Catch any of the potential stragglers, has a little bit of time to work with. Paytech, we saw a little while ago, picked up an elimination of his own. And Aspect, oh man, look at that. He's just going to use that launch pad, and that's going to allow him to just go right back into the safe zone. But he's got to pick a good spot here. He needs to be careful.
Yeah, Aspect was almost victim of the early rotation, you know, where you kind of waste your materials, but his patience kind of plays off there, holding ground, catches that launch pad to get to the next zone, and the congestion is real now. There are over 30 players alive left in this first movement zone, and it's only going to start dropping now as the shots start raining in on players that are looking to make decisions. Armand gets hit.
Yeah, and Armand, he's just going to have to back away from that one. Eats a shot there from that purple pump. Oh boy, when you...
Dude, Aspect's on a hunt here.
Yeah, I mean, when you see how Aspect's playing, he's on the prowl. Man, it's on a mission.
That's another big heavy sniper shot there. The heavy sniper can break any wall in this game, and if you catch a player off guard with it, you're going to punish him. He almost took control of that wall there. Look, he's on the rotate again.
Trying to get it here. Trying to go after number 4. It's cool. Using that campfire, trying to regain health. And that campfire is going to inform Aspect that he should be low.
Oh my god! He's a 19 HP!
But ends up getting that counter pressure, so now Aspect just has to get away from there. He does have a med kit, but he doesn't have any minis. He has nothing to give him the shields, and he's at 19 HP. Just needs to slow it down here, heal up, and wait this one out. But look at the carnage as it continues to ensue here. 29 players left as we go into our next circle. It's going to be northern of where they are currently. Over to Vinny. This was our underdog. He's got 2 eliminations.
Shot for Triggy right there. He lands his first elim. Vinny's on the pressure here, Golden.
Oh, and Vinny, he's ate those shots. He's at 21 HP, but he does have minis.
There's no mats.
He has no mats to work with. He needs to get something. He needs an elimination here and then go and collect the resources. The player that drops. But
he's really low. He's going to die from
Vinny
Storm.
is in a real tough spot here.
Oh my god, 26 players.
That's a big one.
Oh my god.
That gives him a point, but Zextro's there on the cleanup.
Aspect somehow finds 2 more with a no health rotation. One of the gutsiest rotations.
I can't believe how many people are in this all time.
Clearly the positioning paid off. Here he's sitting at 5 big eliminations. 20 players remain. No one's gotten a point for placement yet.
34 seconds until the Storm starts moving again. Aspect has been a beast this game.
He is contesting the high ground.
Also, just want to give you an update as far as players concerned where they are with eliminations. Armand has 5 eliminations. Tyler's picked up 3.
You would not see that in the normal game mode. I'll tell you that. You would not see this in the normal game.
So fluid right here. Armand
just normal players.
Any one of these guys can trigger a big bonus.
God.
Good waterfall there. It's just going to disengage. Does have to eat some damage.
No heals though.
Hoping that someone gets a little overzealous and pushes him here, and then he can get that buyback on the HP. We're now down to 11 players.
One more elimination for asterisk'd, and he's going to be able to trigger big bonus. He does have the lead on his zone here.
That is
72
mad.
hours with the ultimate high ground up above.
Yeah.
And he can recycle as well.
Oh, Legendian, he was eating shots there as well. Legendian backs away, so Armand, asterisk'd on the screen to your right, but you see the overhead action as he continues to unfold. Legendian's going to be out. Sofa's going to be out too. Armand picks up the elimination.
I don't know.
Number 6
or asterisk'd could win because they're both really good.
It is our 2 players that need that big bonus on the next elim here.
Yeah, TV's died.
asterisk'd is so intense because they're just scouting around. They're looking. They're waiting. And the fact that Armand still managed to stay in this one despite having no shields, that is massive. That is massive from 72 hours. Also, I need to highlight this, still continuing to roam that high ground. asterisk'd, low on HP. Sav's going to be out. asterisk'd's going to be out of here. Now we're just down to the top 4. You got 72 hours. You got Armand. Can Armand be the player?
Come on.
He's going to be able to nail Ghoul with the shots there with that heavy AR. And it's going to be a 1v1 now.
Can he land his shot? He's looking to take him off this high ground here.
Oh!
It's 72
Oh my God!
Down and connects with the big shot. Only 2 eliminations for 72, but it's a huge victory because that was worth 3 big
nice job.
72 hours was one of our X factors coming into this.
I did not expect him to win.
First game.
Oh my God.
Huge game there for 72 hours. Armand was on the low ground. Here are the final moments. 72 hours. He waterfalled down, he just waited, he played the ultimate high ground, knowing that Armand did not have much to work with there, dropped down and connected with the shotty. That is going to do it, and that was a green pump as well. Drops on down like a graceful gazelle.
Green pump, oh my God. He did not have a good loadout either.
With the biggest prize on the line. Way to come out for 72.
And Armand, let's not forget, made the best of a bad situation.
Oh, yes, he did.
He did not have shields for the entirety of that in-game fight. So he was constantly playing on this like really weird spot where he 72 hours hit so much. Yeah.
It was crazy. Like asterisk'd and Armand with having just 2 fantastic games. Armand playing the ultimate low, asterisk'd just dominating mid-ground. He even took out Sav there, who was our yesterday champion. So for him to go toe-to-toe with Sav, I thought he was going to be able to take it all, but hey, 72 kind of cleaned up real quick there.
Big win for 72 hours. He's going to take game number 1. We're going to hear from him right now. Let's head on over to the floor.
Thanks, guys. Yes, 72 hours. Man, you were playing so confident into that. I know there's been a lot in your head. You've been thinking about a lot of stuff. I've been reading your socials. Let's walk a little bit into that last play for us.
I had hike, and I knew I had way more mats than everyone else, so I just played it slow and then took a pump after I knew he had his AR out. So, yeah, it worked out. It
worked out. You got some points on the board. So I want to ask you, Cease called you out earlier saying he was going to take you out on a 1v1. I know. He's over here. Anything you'd like to say about that?
Who's Cease? I'm just kidding. I love Davis. Cease is the man. I'm just messing with him.
All right. Well, any shout-outs to your community out there for taking that first victory?
You know, shout out to my my freaking teammates, you know, Vivid, Poach, Chap. Shout out to Steve, and shout out to everyone at home who is hoping I continue to legit clap everybody, bro.
All right, well, there you have it, boys.
72 hours, folks. Game 1 winner. This guy's a clown. Had a chance to talk to him a lot last night. Reflected on the early days of our competitive gaming careers. This guy's been at it for a very long time, and it's good to see him have that success. He had that ultimate high ground. He knew that he had that advantage. He played it up very well. That led to the W there. Very well done.
Yeah, it really worked out for him. And good to see him kind of coming on through with it.
Yeah, we'll see how he does, though, in match number 2. Still lots of Fortnite left to play. For now, though, let's go back over to Sundown, who's over at the analyst corner. He's got some more highlights from that game. What you got, bud?
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. Certainly a lot of Fortnite to be played, but also a lot of legit clapping in that game, certainly. So take a look first. We're going to start with a nice double from Devious, pulling off this gatekeeping mechanic. Actually, we're going to start with a Fulmer clip on Bizzle, one of the favorites, dropping down on him from above. Just look at it right here. Make sure, again, with the gatekeeping, not letting Sean out, and then collapsing in, trying to find Bizzle, not quite there. Devious going to be up on the high ground, looking down. Poach trying to get in that late rotation we talked about. And ooh, the hand cannon right there. Perfect accuracy, but he's not done yet. Quick little build battle with Ghost. Kayun gets the trap above, uses the hand cannon. Now, it will only insta-break fresh built wood. Noticing that, Devious lands the second shot. Unfortunately, unable to find the third elim. Kaizui, though, will find that third elim, making sure he's landing the shots here. Great accuracy, 78 damage to the headshot, picking up Psalm on the rotation. No problem there. asterisk'd, the 16-year-old legend, dropping down in on Mateos, putting the pressure immediately for that 5th elim. There's 2 points. Saf as well, getting a great shot, picking up a point for his 3rd elim. Now, a player I really want to talk about is Armand. When he gets into it, he is absolutely unstoppable. Watch him here as he's coming around. Someone you wouldn't have heard of before necessarily, but operating incredibly effectively on this mid-ground target. Dropping the trap down in there and following it up right away. Using the cypher to keep on rolling. That 5th elim on Flossin and Kevy puts him in a fantastic spot going into the next game. Can't wait to see if he can continue it on. Back over to you, Lupo and Cypher.
Cam, thank you so much. One of the best analytical players I think I've ever seen. Sundown has been around for quite a while, and I think it shows big time. But as you were saying, that was only game 1, and I can't believe some of the aggressive gameplay that we saw in there. Can we talk about asterisk'd for just 2 seconds?
Absolutely. I was watching back in the green room, and to see him with such low health, but still so calm and making plays and pushing and waiting, he actually didn't even end up using his medkit. He healed himself up by eliminating 2 players and getting that shield and health back. That was insane. Expert decision making, and you can tell that he has a lot of experience in these late game hectic situations.
asterisk'd wasn't the only player that made some substantial plays at the end. We saw Ghoul pick up a number of eliminations simultaneously, but sitting up top into that last rotation, 72 Hours secured the victory royale. The timing was absolutely perfect, and we have a set of statistics for 72 Hours specifically. Now, you have to realize a player like that is going to wait. The timing is everything. I think earlier we had an opportunity, I think, to catch up with Tom, and he specifically made a comment about playing for late game. It was his focus. You can see there 405 damage dealt total and only 20 taken over the course of the entire match. 1 single shotgun elim, 2 elims total, but honestly it's that last one that matters, right? That victory royale, that's 3 points. Put him high on the leaderboard right out of the gate, and that's got to be a solid game 1. On top of that, Cypher, the victory royale, it carries more weight than just the 3 points.
Oh, absolutely. When it comes to tiebreakers, victory royales is going to be the first thing that's going to set you apart from your competitors. So that's a really good pickup for 72 Hours. And he played it smart. He played it slow. He didn't take any risks. And even up until the end, he waited for the perfect moment to jump off from the high ground and land that shotgun shot.
Victor Royale putting him ahead of his opponents. The scoreboard here, we'll take a look in just a second. If it comes down to a tiebreaker, 72 Hours already has the leg up. As you can see there, 3 points. He's got a lead on Ghoul, but that's not who's in first. Armand with 7 total elims, puts him at 5 points. asterisk'd right behind him at 4 points with 7 elims. 72 Hours, Ghoul, Rose, Saf, Kaizui, Tokata, Tyler, and Kevy, your top 10 on the board here. Page 2. Rolling around a number of players. Actually, the top 17 all sitting on 1 point minimum.
Absolutely.
Right there, Legendian, the last one.
This is just the first game, you know.
I don't think he
a lot of games are yet to be played, so we'll have to see what people have for the next 5 games. Just remember that when it comes down to it, the points are good, but securing that victory royale is definitely going to help Tom moving forward, 72 Hours moving forward, just because of the fact that he's going to have that tiebreaker advantage against the other opponents.
Now, because he kind of has that tiebreaker advantage, Cypher, do you think going into game 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, it's going to change the way that he plays specifically? Is it time to push potentially more for a little more aggressive gameplay, get some eliminations? We saw it from asterisk'd.
Yeah.
We saw it from multiple players.
He absolutely can. The thing is, though, Tom typically likes to play very consistent game to game, and we'll have to see. I'm pretty sure he's just going to keep landing and wailing.
Speaking of seeing, Cypher, game 2. The solo section of the secret skirmish here at that undisclosed location. The bus is launched. The players are out. We got to see where everybody's going to drop today. Kind of a northeast to southwest corner spread here. Early game 2, Cypher at solos. What do you think the call is? Where would you drop?
I mean, I personally would drop Viking, but, you know, I might find my former teammate Nick Merckx or my rival Zexro there, so that's going to be a tough little drop. But that's my favorite go-to spot. So if I was in this game, I'd go Viking.
See there in the bottom right corner of your screen, folks, 72 Hours. Tom, as we've learned to call him over and over again. If anybody's confused, that's that is in fact his first name. Surprise.
Looks like he is changing things up.
Top of Dusty Depot. Quite a few materials here. A couple chest drops. Loot is okay. but he does have the lead in down into the divot itself.
There's 2 other players in the divot. One of them is actually right beneath him. I don't think that player that landed there really has too much loot right now. McDonald.
Oh, wow.
McDonald taking 2 hits, already down to 15 health.
Oh, wow.
It's funny, we're literally discussing potentially early game aggression, and here we see 72 hours, maybe listening in or something. He's going to go for this early game push. McDonald hiding inside the crate. I don't think he has. I don't think he has a weapon. I mean,
it's too soon. Like he didn't have any time. He maybe messed up his landing.
At this point, it looks like McDonald might just be trying to slow 72 hours down, hoping someone might third party come in from the outside. There it is. First elimination.
He did not even have a weapon to his name right there. That is a little unfortunate. You got to work on the landing there, or you will be punished in this game.
Based on the skin that literally was shooting fish in a barrel. I hate to make the joke, but I had to. Meanwhile, over here, Happy Hamlet, Overpeak, and Naga Ops in a tight 1v1. Pearl is just to the south. Looks like there are 5 players total. We've seen in the duos, a number of duos landed down here and split the 4 corners like you see in the minimap, but it looks like this time around we have 5 total. Overpeak and Naga are going to get into it here in just a second. Looks like Naga might be holding a pump shotgun through that wall. You see the silhouette there looking for a range shot from Naga Ops before you know it.
He's gonna have to land his pump shot really well right here. He is getting a little bit of health off, so both opponents kind of lower health. Whoever lands the perfect shot is gonna get it. Overpeak does not have a shotgun in this fight.
Oh.
And that is a big disadvantage, as you can see right there. Even though he landed the shots with the SMG, it's just not enough burst damage to end the fight quick enough. Naga Ops did have that pump, and it played out in his favor.
Very accurate flick shot there. Naga Ops securing that quarter of Happy Hamlet as his own.
Yeah, he took
We have a real quick replay we'd like to cut to. Aiden, one of the stars of the show. Yesterday we referenced him a number of times, his duo teammate Butter, but on the solo side of things, let's take a look to see how he's doing here. Unsurprisingly landed at Tilted Towers to drop in, and he's getting very aggressive. That pump, wow, pays off big. A 130 crit shot as he secures an elimination in the bottom of, I believe that is the pawn shop down there, south side of Tilted.
Now, we saw Pearl landing in Happy Hamlet quite a bit yesterday in the duo competition, and he's not changing it up this time. Clarity G, also somebody who was landing in Happy Hamlet. It seems like some of these players carry over their duo strats into the solo games, and that's good to see the consistency there.
The problem, would you have any fear if you were in competitive Fortnite player like that, like you said, duo strats carrying over to solos? Does that become an issue? Or do you think these players have played together so much, do they already all know each other's strats?
Well, to be honest with you, every game is just different enough to where even knowing where somebody lands isn't going to give you too much of an advantage against them. You still have to face off against them. And sometimes you're going into somebody else's territory for the very first time. They're very comfortable with the looting. They know where people are. They know where people are in the ammo crates. Oh, my God.
Almost getting caught off guard there. Clarity goes down to Pearl, just barely missing.
Dropping down 100.
It was close.
That was close. It just came down to a few shots, one edit play, but both players were playing very aggressive, but Pearl just had the better shot in that situation.
Here we have Jae Young and Landjock literally stuck in the same one-by-one ownership of the ramp. Jae Young opting to rotate to the outside, but gets caught off guard. Landjock secures that elimination, that great tack shotgun. Look at the build damage, 1,569 versus the 95 shotgun damage alone to a player. That's all it takes sometimes, that one shot.
Landjock was probably putting a lot of pressure on Jae Young prior to us tuning in here, which is why they ended up being in the same one-by-one together.
Does not surprise me. Meanwhile, back in Tilted Towers, 8 reduces the basketball court, a 1v1 situation. Ifa may not push in. You saw him in the background screen there, but we're worried more about these two. Those dual pistols coming in big for Aiden as
Deuces decides to just rift away. See, last game, Deuces was the one hunting down Aiden the entire time, and now Aiden is on the chase for Deuces. I wonder if Aiden's going to use this opportunity to reposition, maybe go somewhere else, and continue farming up. He did say he wants to play for the late game. Aiden is a really, really excellent slayer, but he's yet to have a lot of success in the late game situation, so I'm hoping we can see some of that from him today.
See the bottom right corner of your screen. One of the boys from FaZe, Nate Hill and Legidian. The one-by-one or 1v1 still down here. Happy Hamlet looks like Legidian trying to rotate away. They may have been in a scuffle just before this. The build count very low for Nate, but he is going to take advantage. That is a new feature in 7.4 Cypher. Very important to note. Those campfires you see sitting around on the ground, if they're not burnt out, you don't see the smoke, you can pop down right onto them, hold down the interact button, and boom, you get a free campfire, which in cases like this, Nate is going to benefit huge. Big value from that campfire.
They've been extremely convenient ever since they've been added to the game. If you know where they are, you can always go check on them. Like you said, one-time use, but it's going to give you about 50 health back. And sometimes that's really what you need to get back into the action.
50 HP could be the difference between a 1 pump and 2. You see on the left side of your screen there, Legendian and Nate Hill. You have Armand, one of the stars in the previous match, flying around. He's in that Stormwing. You see at the very bottom of the map, just barely his name cut off there, Floxy, hanging out at Frosty Flights. I think the FaZe guys in their scrimmage games, in fact, a lot of these players, Frosty Flights is seen as one of the best drops. I referenced it yesterday, and I'd like to do the same today. Stormwings, like tons of chests. You have countless metal material there, which is massive for late game, for building up and boxing up and turtling. You know, that slow strategic play. But Frosty Flights is the only focus. Saf, the winner, one of the winners from our duos yesterday.
Definitely had probably the best moment of the tournament yesterday.
Absolutely insane.
Over here in Shifty Shafts with the likes of Blind and Snood. These are some really dangerous players here. To be very aggressive. So I want to see how this plays out. If Blind decides to make an aggressive move, but it looks like he wants them to rotate. He's trying to just sneak around, using the environment without building, without giving away his location. He only has 30 builds to his name, so it's probably why he's playing it a little bit slower. He also does not have extra shield on him, so we'll have to see what his plan is. It's more like a passive approach here. He's probably going to drop down and start farming up, maybe looting, maybe trying to find some extra loot that was left behind. Snood does hear him, so he's got to be careful.
Saf, Takata may end up running into each other. This pair of buildings at Shifty Shafts. Pretty common loot drop. So we take some shots from the trees. Saf maybe just pushing for it. Doesn't want to give away the fact that he's following Takata. He's sneaking up.
Takata hears him though and turns around and takes some shots. He's got to be careful. You see, sometimes playing safe is the move, but in this situation, it did not go in his favor. Although Takata is going to constantly be moving in, Saf is going to use his builds to rotate through. Saf is a very, very smart player. You notice that usually he'll opt out of taking the fight until it's absolutely necessary, which is why we saw him in yesterday's tournament. Even though he only had 2 limbs in the late game, he ended up finishing with 7. He likes to get those limbs at the very end.
It surprises me, to be quite honest with you, that he did not take shots.
Yeah, I mean,
basically at all. He aimed once just to see if he had an opportunity, but Takata blocked him off the wall. Like I said, avoiding a fight is one thing. I think at least trying to deal a little bit of damage, apply pressure is something else entirely. And Saf didn't even do that. It was literally like a puppy dog following along, just trying to stay on his toes.
Yeah, I mean, I think 8 or 9 out of 10 of the players in this lobby would have shot, but Saf didn't. Maybe he knows something they don't.
Potentially, we'll have to see here. Deuce is still in Tilted Towers. He's going to have to rotate out. You have a number of players in the minimap that are still in there as well. You see Aegis in front. Bottom of that building, 3-story over there. Another player on the far south side going out that little canyon from the pawn shop, and he is at the south side of the map, the mini-map. They're actually going to run into each other here in a second. We'll have to see if one of those little arrows disappears. You can hear the shots between the two of them. The soccer field already thick with opponents. Deuces going across, 1 elimination. Well, Dopai. Here actually is that 1v1 that was happening. Shout out production for the cut to that. Thank you. Nistic and Dopai stuck in a very barely held up structure. I think there might be one ramp. The brick in the bottom left corner of the screen is the only thing holding these two up at this point. We'll have to see if somebody knocks it down or reset on the build. Dopai doing that little pyramid peak. And at this point, what do you do, Syph?
Well, at this point, he's got to make a move eventually. Either go down and knock down Nistic, or just start rotating and hope that Nistic does not laser him. You saw that move he just did. He reset the floor, and he's peeking through the pyramid. And that's extremely smart, because what would happen is if he opened up that pyramid and took a shot at Nistic, he could immediately crouch, and that floor will then become solidified and protect him from shots coming back from Nistic. It's a really nice high-level play that Dopai is attempting to do. But just like I said, he's going to go ahead and try to rotate away. And hopefully Nistic does, I mean, he's hoping that Nistic does not laser him, and it's looking like he's got a safe rotation. He's got to watch his back. And, yep.
Literally as you called, Cypher BK, clairvoyant, can see into the future. Nistic taking some shots, doing just a little bit of damage. Dopai now pressured to move away. As Nistic, I think because of that, has an opportunity to rotate out. at free will. Dopai does not want to, he doesn't want to re-engage that. He has blind in front of him, his front left, but these players opting to not really take too many shots. Another one there, though. Dopai down to 32. He's got one bandage. 49 medium rounds for that heavy AR. 13 shotgun shells. The kit is okay. 61 builds, quite a few. We'll have to see how this plays out.
He's going for it. He's going to have to full send this, and both players kind of understand that if one of them wants to make it to the end and win, both of them can't make it to the end. Only one can.
Go down in this 1v1. Dopai maybe going to try and drop down on the outside. Doesn't know how many builds Nistic still has left. Doesn't know the fact that he's got 7 bandages either. Dopai potentially trying to take ownership at the top, and he gets the edit off.
Wow.
And Dopai goes down. Wow. Nistic with the first elim.
And he's got the launch pad to get out of here, and I think he's going to use it right now. So in that situation, both players are weak. Both players do not have shields. They're kind of low on materials. They're kind of low on healing. One of them has to go down. There's no way that fight doesn't end up with one of them going back to the lobby.
You can't avoid engagement forever, and it shows right there.
Viking Hill and Zexro, that is a duo you cannot separate. He loves to land up here. In a lot of scrims, I've encountered him up here. And fortunately for him, it looks like the circle is even now still in his favor. But he does have to move. He's got 2 launch pads. He has a rift to go. He's got a very ideal loadout for the end game. He just has to make it there in one piece.
I think that stat that was on your screen, 211 damage dealt but 0 taken, shows exactly like you said. He lands Viking Village extremely consistently. It is the standard go-to for him, and I feel like that stat shows exactly that fact. He knows his way in and out of that place, and he didn't get caught off guard at all. Was able to do literally enough to secure at least 1 elimination, even on someone that was full health, full shield. But has 0 to his name so far, so you know he's been applying pressure. Also, look at the mobility he has. 2 launch pads, a rift to go. 60, he's going to take shots on Saint from above. That suppressed AR doing just a little bit of damage. Saint's going to box up and try and turtle a little bit as he's still trying to rotate away. I think the safe zone, the priority here, Saint doesn't want to get stuck in an engagement there. Taking shots at Snood, but while this fight plays out,
oh man!
Oh,
J-Truth stuck in a box.
That was a good
watch this super quick. I do not want to pull away from this just yet. Zexro applying pressure to try and get ownership of this pyramid. He's going for the replace so he can own that floor underneath. Stage 1 down, drops in on J-Truth. He gets the elim, picks up his first. Paying off that pressure from the top of Viking. Now, over for mid-game highlights, Cypher. We've got our boy Bala TW. Bala, what do we got so far from this game 2?
Hey guys, we've got tons of action. Here's Takada onto Sheep, chasing him away up the hill, using that stink to push him, and Sheep is trying to get up on the hill. Takada uses that to his advantage, and then here he is right by Shifty where we saw Nick Merckx earlier. It's a nice shot with the pump, and then the follow-up with the dual pistols onto Nick Merckx. That's such a strong combination that you don't see used too much, but here's Clarity G backed up into a corner by Pearl with a nice shotgun there, and Clarity G too much against him. Pearl is going to take advantage here, but Armand, our leader right now, here's his first elim of the day, or of the match, onto Legedian. He gets knocked down, but doesn't panic. He just uses that tactical shotgun to great advantage against him. And then Cease. This is for a point onto Psychic here. This is an extended fight, but Psychic goes into his box. Cease takes advantage with the quick edit there. And man, it's shaping up to be a really good game. The players are vying for position. I can't wait to see the rest of this Lupo.
Follow the speed of these players, especially in solos, is exemplified. Cease sitting on 3 here, and we saw Cease, Cypher actually, he won one of the duo matches yesterday, secured it with his opponent. How do you think he's going to do in solos today?
Well, you know, he tweeted out earlier he misses winning, and I guess he wants to win. He had some good success yesterday. I believe in him as a player. He has the capabilities, he has the skill set. And if you noticed, he did have a pretty decent loadout. Now, he was missing shields, but Cease is the type of player who can fill those shields up with a few quick moves.
60 players left right now. Zexro, 111 builds. I think the kit kind of couldn't get any better than it is right now. He's sitting in an excellent spot.
And he knows it, too. He knows it, too. He's playing in a way where he's looking for those shots on the players who might not have the mobility that he has. As we saw earlier, he played very aggressive. He's just looking for those AR taps, and once he gets a few hits on somebody, that's when he's going to start pushing and trying to get into their box and finish them off.
You see, what? Wait, Cypher, what am I looking at? 72 hours of sitting in a box with a Stormwing and a quad?
Yeah, he's got a lot of mobility options here. He doesn't have any item mobility, but You see, like, the plane is not going to be able to break through this.
Trust me now.
Boost, will it be able, I don't think so. I don't think so. He's going to have to open this up. He's going to have to, you know, build himself a little bit of a runway.
Tom built his own garage. Cypher, what is he doing down here?
This is not a surprise from Tom. I've seen him do some crazy things. I've seen him use the bush in one of the skirmishes before. He likes to think outside of the box, and that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Remember that bush play too that you referenced was before the changes for 7.4 where it does absorb that first shot.
Yep.
Looks like 72 runs away in the very last second.
There we go.
Take advantage of the Stormwing, 55 left, and this Stormwing is getting absolutely lasered. He's under the damage threshold too, Cypher.
Oh no, that means he might have to make some aggressive plays here. Maybe he could get some tags with the Stormwing, although he does have to jump out before it gets blown up.
Honestly, I think he was just saved by the elimination of another player down to 55. You see, he's now 101 above the damage threshold.
Nice.
At least somebody went down, saving him from having to apply a little more pressure.
Now he gets to just chill in that plane, even though it is very damaged. There's a chance that he can slip by unnoticed, and that's what he's hoping for right now.
There's a little bit of pressure in front of Cease right here.
West Coast State
is going to try and hold on here. 52 shield, 93 HP.
He's got that minigun.
Do have a replay we're going to throw to here in just a second, assuming nothing crazy happens. Pasek with 0 elims so far. A pretty aggressive kill. The headshot.
Oh my god! 262!
It's got to feel good. Those
they never get old.
Oh
those picks, those are so important. They are so powerful because a shift in elimination count with such ease. I say ease like it's an easy shot. Yeah, right. But just a quick one shot like that can mean just even a confidence change in some of these players. And that, you know, that's got to be good.
And Cease is currently leading this lobby with the most elims at 3 elims. So that means most of these players have been playing a little passive. We're not seeing as many elims compared to the previous game, but it's about to pick up here very, very shortly as we see Cease melting some of these builds with the minigun. He's got 400 light ammo to his name, so he could definitely use that quite a bit before he runs out of fuel.
Now, if you're just joining us, welcome. This is the Secret Skirmish. This is the solo day. We have 49 players left. Match 2. Some aggressive gameplay coming out here. The underdog from our duos day, I think still kind of the underdog for solos. Butter has 2 eliminations here.
A lot of
14
people are
builds
in
and a rift to go.
the
Snipe shot just barely misses. Not
God,
sure who's
that
up there
snipe shot,
Don't get caught
incredible!
on there. You don't want to tunnel vision for too long.
There we go. He's got some mats now. He only had 14 builds, and now he's up to 74. That was a really good pickup for him right there. He also has a rift to go and a launch pad, and a campfire, and a trap. He's got a good kit. He might have a chance to make a name for himself here. And, you know, the story behind this kit is amazing. Let's see what he has with this sniper rifle. He nearly hit one earlier. If he lands one right now, I'm going to go crazy.
The bottom right corner, Naga waiting for this supply drop to fall right onto his lap. Butter, by the way, was one of the players we had earlier in the week because we were doing rehearsals and everything for production. He was here every single day and actually showed up and dominated. So we had a gap. They let him play, and here he is, 2 elims deep, 34 players remaining. If he pushes for a top 10, that's a point. If he gets another elim, that's a point. Put himself on the leaderboard. It could be an absolutely massive day. That legendary heavy AR that he swapped out as he fell down earlier, picked the loot up, going for the snipe shot, landed. He doesn't, but it's close. That gingerbread rotate to the left. He just barely missed the legs on that one.
He's in a really good spot here. He's got the high ground. The circle is on his backside. So, whoa, let's go!
Oh my god! He just absolutely eliminated him.
3 AR shots is all it takes, and Butter picks up his 30.
He hears the rift, and he's going to recycle the rift to go right here. That was a really great play, really good awareness. And he's going to get this free rotate without even having to use his own rift. He'll probably drop down, box himself up, and then use his own rift on the 7th circle push.
The next rotation is going to be huge. Getting that recycle is massive. He has so much mobility. He is in one of the best positions of anybody we've seen so far. A drop in early, and he's trying to establish his own little building here. He's going to start laying some platforms down. A drop in, maybe an
no, it's full damage.
Catches him off guard, goes for the shotgun push, gets it. 51 to 48. No shield left on that target.
He's playing aggressive. does not have good spray weapons here. He's
only
using the heavy AR,
just
too good with that. He doesn't get hit. He has the campfire. He's going to throw it down. The storm is on his back. He's looking for the shot. Lands a clean.
Come on. Come on. Oh, he ripped the go!
Saves himself. 21 players left.
Momentarily.
Multiple
oh my god. Look how many people in the circle. Oh my god. This is more than last game.
In this tiny little circle on the edge of the map.
Oh my god.
Triggy with one health up in the air.
See there, Bowman eliminated on the land. Butter inside
it's
these
good.
tunnels. Not
it's
all these
good
walls are his. But when they turn red, they are not. He can't make edits changes. Too many lasers by Zexro on the rotation in. Caught off guard. 3 elims though is still 1 point, which will get him on the leaderboard. Punisher here. On 2 eliminations.
He doesn't have any mats.
13 left.
He can't do anything.
Coming down to the last moments here of this match 2. The Secret Skirmish solo competition. Punisher caught outside in the storm. He's going to have to rotate it and push through these surfaces. Looks for any third party can get.
Oh my god!
Gets the damage, but does not get that elim.
He's going to die. He's going to die!
And Vivid catches him off guard.
Killed him.
Vivid's in a really good spot here, although he's low on materials. He's going aggressive.
Oh my god! Look at him. He's just eliminating people.
7 players remaining. 5 elims for Vivid. 2 points. The drop down into the launch pad. Flies right in on his opponent.
Oh my god, he's just
gets taken down by Pate.
Oh my
you
god,
Pate. Zexro goes down to Tfue.
Tfue, come on Tfue.
The shotgun shot and they're trying to box in as fast
come on,
as they
Tfue.
can. Pearl,
Tfue, come on.
Point, and he's
come
going
on,
for the
Tfue.
Trying to assert a top down.
I really wanted Tfue to get it. He got one yesterday, so he can get another one today.
You have Pate. Kaizui, Psalm, all on the low ground. Everybody vying for the same spot as Pearl starts to waterfall in. Hunger for eliminations in those last few points here. Every single elim counts, and Pearl catches Psalm off guard in a 1-by-1. Gets the 4th elimination. Kaizui goes down to Pate, and it's a 1v1. Pearl, the top down, a gold pump shotgun. Pate underneath a single brick layer. 5 builds left, and he's going to pop the last mini. Goes for the laser, that purple AR. Every second counts here. Pearl popping another mini. He's going to push himself back up to 50 shield, 64 HP versus Pate with only 71. And the final build from Pate, he's got 1 left. Pearl, the absolute advantage here. Materials, HP and shield as the storm pushes in. Cypher, it's going to come down to literally the last second. Is Pearl going to push, get the 5th elimination, another point, and the victory royale? Is going to wait up top. He can drop down the outside right now.
He's just going to drop down and get the elimination, isn't he? Oh, told ya, he got it!
Points in the victory royale.
Hey!
Great patience right there from Pearl. He knew he had the advantage. He had the high ground. He had the mass. He did not need to take a risk until the final moment, and eventually a mistake was made, and he capitalized.
Absolutely incredible. The opportunity from Pate there.
I wanted Tfue to get it, but still,
final moments, Pearl up top.
Incredible game.
I
must say that game was incredible.
For that one shotgun shot, that's all it takes, Cypher.
I have no words.
He had every advantage and he played it perfectly.
He just waited to see him poke.
Clear movement up top. There was nothing stopping him. He didn't have to worry about knocking walls down. He just waited it out, timed the shot.
And that was his 5th elim, securing the 2
and
points for eliminations and 3
so
points for that victory round. That is 5 points in 1 game. And if we remember that first game, 5 points was first place. So let's see how many points, you know, that pushes him up the leaderboards.
A massive swing potentially there, and a number of our players actually secured very high elimination counts. We'll have to take a look here in a little bit. But a game 2 here. Insane.
That was really good.
And actually, we have a winner, an interview with our winner down on the floor. What do we got?
Thank you guys so much. I am here with Pearl, our winner. First of all, congratulations. That was clinical gameplay I saw out of you in those last couple of circles. You owned the high ground. How instrumental is that?
I mean, I kind of just side jumped and pyramided the guy who dropped down on me. I also had 3 portal rifts that game, which is really key for mobility there.
Yeah, I mean, mobility is huge, especially going into the final circles. 3 portal rifts, it's going to be really difficult for people to contest you at that. Now, do you have any kind of things that you can talk to me about, like mid to late game, how you set yourself up? Were you just going for kills at that point and just trying to get as much mobility and set yourself up for endgame?
I got 1 kill at Hamlet, and then I just quadded over to back of Haunted, and I just kind of got lucky with zone there.
So you're the mobile master.
Yeah, just quadded over there.
Nice. Now, I have to ask, you know, we haven't seen a ton of you in the tournament so far, but, you know, do you have something you want to share with your viewers at home in terms of, like, favorite emote, favorite dance?
Default dance.
Can you do the default dance?
I'd rather not.
Rather not? Well, you know what? We'll work on it right now. I'm going to send it back to you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Pookie. Interview there with our winner. What a set of plays right there at the end. The awareness and knowledge of just timing, just kind of sitting and baiting the player out that was all the way at the bottom. He waited for Pate to show himself to take the shot and didn't have to push too early. I feel like competitive players in a situation like this, Cypher, they kind of have the ability, they keep the nerves under control. It's impressive to see.
Absolutely, and when you're in that situation, when you're in the heat of the moment, you can just get lost in the sauce, and that's exactly what happened there. He knew he had the high ground, and when you have the high ground, you can kind of control the tempo of the fight. You know, am I going to jump down? Am I going to try to shoot from the top? You have a lot of options, and the person on the bottom kind of has to play to your tempo.
It's absolutely incredible to see. And actually, to break it down just a little bit more over in the analyst corner, we've got Bala TW.
What's up, guys? So many highlights there. I can't believe that game. There was actually so many scoring plays, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at two breakdowns here. First, from early game, we have 72 hours, the winner of the first game. Off drop. This is very interesting. Look how he is looking all around him, and this is super important as he does spot McDonald right here. If you could pause it, you see McDonald going all the way through, and then he keeps an eye on him the entire time. Then takes a position of strength. I always talk about the positions of strength. We're going to see him track McDonald again into this really uncomfortable area with all these different containers. There, he spots McDonald, tracks him, and McDonald was in such a bad position to be fighting against 72 hours. It's really, really difficult to take shots back at him and be able to farm materials here. The metal on those containers is not going to be strong. He's going to go ahead and drop down, chase down this Elim. McDonald already low because of the shots from above. That position of strength is so strong indeed. 72 hours is going to go ahead and push on top of this box. So you can see McDonald, he can't farm anything. He has no materials because he's stuck inside of those containers. 72 hours just breaks through his builds and there's nothing left for him to do. He just phases through that floor and then takes him with the white pistol there. Nice play by 72. And then we have Nistic versus Dopeye. This is why players are so uncomfortable taking shots at each other. Okay, we're gonna go tit for tat. Nistic versus Dopeye. They start engaging here, but Dopeye says, I actually wanna start slowing down. The zone is coming in. I'm gonna try to back out of here. But Nistic boxes up, uses the pyramid, decides how he wants to engage. He actually uses this pyramid to spot through the transparency here. He spots Dopeye. You can just spot it right there. Spots Dopeye leaving, and it's gonna be free shots from there. Just watch. Boom, boom, boom. Dopeye now decides, what do I have to do? Do I continue to back out? We're going to see the rest of this fight. Dopeye actually says, I want to take it back to you. So that's what I'm talking about, tit for tat. Nistic now has to box out. He's on the defensive. These guys are so low, and the storm is coming in. So what happens here? Dopeye wants to take over the floor, but the edit is so strong here. Nistic with a nice, clean shot with the pump, and that's going to be it. We have so many scoring opportunities in the rest of this game. And I can't wait to see the standings, guys. I cannot wait to see how this next game shapes up, Courage.
Thank you so much, Paul. Fantastic stuff as always. We've had a nice little seat swap again. My name is Courage, joined by Kitty Plays. Casa together finally.
I know, first time together.
Yes,
it's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great time all week up to this point. We are a third of the way through the matches today, and we've got a little standings update for everybody at home to see exactly where things all stack up. I know in the green room right there, we've been yelling.
Oh, we were
solos,
squealing.
Right?
Yeah, what an incredible last game. And just, oh, there you go, seeing it pay off for Pearl up 32 places.
It's just a little bit, as we talk about. It doesn't matter where you really are. In these standings, one major performance can shift you all the way to the top. And right there, Pearl jumps 32 spots. Another look there, you see Pate jump 30. We've got Vivid, 72 hours, both on this top page as well. Sap, one of our duo winners from yesterday. Here's Zexro, top 10 now, member of TSM. This is just, again, a third of the way through the day. So if you don't see your favorite player in here, don't panic. There's still a lot of Fortnite action to come. Hysteria, getting that 1 point puts him in the top 20 spots as well.
Yeah, I love all these guys, and seeing Cease on this board finally, we got to watch a few of his plays earlier.
Yep.
Totally talented guy, and seeing these 3 eliminations, getting those points, these guys are happy. They've got a good spot, and of course, we got to see a lot of butter there, making it into that end game. A couple of really interesting decisions and great shots, taking advantage of players who are focusing on others, and Great. Great job, Butter.
Oh, absolutely awesome stuff from Butter. Again, basically the dream for his scenario. He comes here thinking he's going to help test the servers for some V-Bucks, and now he's competing for $400,000. Here's a look again at some of the stats from him. 778 total damage dealt, 1 sniper elim, 3 eliminations in total. Either way, the smile, big in the picture right there, and big in real life right now, just because of that monster performance. He's right on the cusp of placing within the money.
Yeah, and remember, these guys, if they make it to the top 20, they're getting a piece of that prize pool.
Yes.
Okay, and it's a hefty piece. I think it's $10,000 if you get top 20.
It's
so
up there.
You want to get those elimination points.
Oh,
you know, 1 point goes a long way, guys.
100%, 100%. 1 point can make all the difference. Right now, one of the players who just moved in to our top 10. He's actually one of the newest pickups of TSM. It's Zexro.
My name is Anthony Calandro. I'm from New York, Long Island. My gamer tag is Zexro. I play for the organization TSM. I first went into the first couple of Fortnite tournaments. Like, I didn't know what to do at all, but then as I played them, I realized it was all really mental. So playing more tournaments gives me an advantage because I have a better mentality. I'll be more confident.
Will Zexro be able to pick up Creo, or will KU pop the medkit and rush them before he picks up? He's rushing him right now with the nades. He's going to go ahead and shoot down the roof. Now Creo is down. I can't believe it. What an insane pump shot.
So when I knew I was really good at the game was the first day I started playing, I got #1 on the leaderboard. I set a goal for myself to do good in at least 1 tournament before I turned 18 so I could keep playing the game after high school, and then I ended up doing good, so I just continuously play the game now. I think a lot of my aim transferred from Counter-Strike into Fortnite. In Fortnite I have a lot of game sense, that's why I think I'm one of the best. I changed my strategy completely, and I'm going to be playing a lot different in this tournament, and hopefully it goes well. The advice I would give to someone playing competitively, trying to become a pro, would just be to scrim every day, get as much knowledge as you can, and practice your aim.
Zexro, what a talented player. Now playing in the solos without his partner, Vinny. We didn't really see a lot from him yesterday. I'm really looking forward to see what he can bring in these next 4 games.
Oh, most certainly. Zexro, very talented player. Love watching him. I was mesmerized by him on my screen right there. Someone that, you know, what I enjoy is when players get aggressive, as we saw from Paul in that last analyst segment when he broke down the fight between Nistic and Dopeye in the zone. I live for stuff like that. I love when it comes down to the wire, when you've just got to get aggressive, you've no other option. Obviously, a lot of competitive Fortnite is building, getting control of your 1x1s, but those moments where it can go either way, one edit can make all the difference. Zexro, one of the best players in the world at knowing how to stay calm, cool, and collected in that moment.
Yeah, we definitely see a lot of people choosing to go that more aggressive route today. I think they're recognizing the value of taking those early game pushes. A lot of these guys are used to waiting for the zones to kind of make those engagements happen, but they're taking advantage of that. They're jumping in those 1x1s. They're pushing those guys who are just, you know, relaxing, maybe taking time to clear their head and clear their thoughts. And it's just, it's an exciting thing to see. It's fun for us spectators. Maybe a few of the guys that are getting their 1x1s jumped in aren't the happiest about it, but
hey, we enjoy it. We enjoy it, and I think that's all that matters for me. Either way, players beginning to load on up into the lobby. We've got another chance to check in with one of our players currently competing. It's Armand on the floor with Golden Boy.
Yeah, that's right, Jack. So I'm here now with my boy Armand. So, Armand, have a chance to cast your games in the past. Really good player. You've had some great moments. And I do want to talk about Game 1 because Game 1 was very intense. You were down on that low ground. You didn't really have much to work with. What were you thinking there, man?
Honestly, I was just W-King. I didn't have any mats, and I saw a kid in the zone, so I had to pump him. And then after that, I saw 72 above me. I didn't see him drop, but I had 50 HP. But, like, rotating the whole time, I just got all my picks off of that. Like, the Rift to Go saved me, and then I just found a couple launch pads, and that's basically what happened.
So this is a big competition with so many players, right? 100 players. You've scrimmed against some of them. You know some of them really very well. What are the expectations? What are your expectations coming into this, right? Because, you know, anyone can win, anything can happen, but do you feel like, hey, I have a really good chance to win the Secret Skirmish?
I think with, like, the route I take, I put myself in a very good, like, position, place higher, but everyone here is so good, so anything can happen.
Yeah. So now let's look forward here, because Game 3 is going to be coming up in a little bit. You're doing not too bad. You're still top 10 in the standings, and it's a big opportunity for you here. What are you trying to get out of the Secret Skirmish? Are you trying to build your brand more? Are you trying to get your name out there more? What is the plan for Armand?
Just to get noticed a little bit more and then just keep getting better, honestly.
All Well, hey, man, well, I appreciate that. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Appreciate it, brother. Best of luck to you. He's going to crush it in game number 3. Let's see how this all unfolds. Jack, Kitty, back to you.
Armand, the monster so far today, nearly had it back in game number 1. One of the most experienced players, 72 hours, just got the upper hand, but he had no materials. He had no HP. It wasn't in his favor. We've got some stats to show you as we are moments away from loading into game number 3. Kitty, anything that stands out really for you on this screen?
I mean, right away, that 8 eliminations over 2 games. You saw him in the end game of both of those, and he wants to get his name out there. He's definitely doing that after placing second in that first game and his outstanding performance the next.
Oh, yeah.
He's here, he's running, and in these solos, not having your teammates supporting you, and he's just doing a great job. I'm looking forward to see how well he performs in the rest of the games.
Well-spoken guy, you love to see it right there. We are about to drop on in for game number 3. Remember, use hashtag share the love, tweet out the stream. This is the final day of the secret skirmish. $400,000 on the line today. And solos, which for me are just that much more intense. There's no one that can clutch up for you. You can't make any excuses. It's you and only you that you can rely on to try to clutch up the victory.
Oh, and when you hit those snipes, they're down forever. They're not just knocked out, which I think is super satisfying for these guys. And we're off, getting a good look of this llama hanging out on Polar Peak.
Right near Polar Peak, as you see the battle bus floating on in game 3 of 6 today. Reminder, after this game, we will go to a very brief intermission. Let everyone just kind of refuel and then hop back into the final 3 matches. There's a look at how everything's fanning on out. You got, well, a llama basically on each corner of the map. One near Junk Junction, one in Wailing Woods, one just south of Polar Peak. Kitty, for you, the other casters had the opportunity to mention it. Where are you landing? Because we've competed in some of the skirmishes. We battled it out. Where will you be landing right here if you were in their shoes?
Definitely not in Tilted, where we've seen one of the biggest groupings of players yet. You know, I am known for loving Kitty Island. It's this little island just southwest of Salty Springs. Someone is there taking advantage of that, and we do actually see Tfue in the bottom right of the screen with that brand new skin on. Maybe Code Courage.
I mean, maybe, I didn't say that.
I didn't.
Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Thank you, but no, Tfue, obviously a fan favorite coming into this one. His most popular landing spot down at Frosty Flights, and oh no, Vivid. I just got a word in my ear. Next, we're gonna see how Vivid's doing, and that's how he was doing. Marksman, the shotgun shot there. You see, with the plus 50 HP he earned, was down to 25 health in that fight before he hit that final shot.
Yeah, we saw Vivid absolutely destroying in the last game, taking out his teammate Poach in the end game, which is unfortunate, but we're heading, right into a Nick Merckx engagement.
And it seems like Nick has had enough of that stack tilted towers. He's decided to go towards Shifty Shafts as one player nearby. Will he get this big shield popped in time? He's just on the other side of this build. Nick does. 200 HP versus 200 HP. He can build 9 total structures. Grenades now coming on in. Nick trying to reposition. One player on the opposite side of this gets hit for 60. Nick trying to challenge with the shotgun. Gets him down to under 30 health. And you see the reaction there as Nick bows out in 95th.
Yeah,
that's got to be frustrating for him. He's been playing a lot of different playstyles, trying out different landing spots, and it's just not working out for him today in Shifty Shafts.
Tough start if you're a fan of the M-Fam there. As thankfully for Nick, there's many more games to come, but we've had more action go down. Slobbings, the new players I've had the opportunity to meet this week. Great dude. Here's his limb. The dual pistols, and man, those things can shred
when they hit,
Kitty.
They hit.
Yeah.
I typically don't pick up the dual pistols, but when I'm left with them and don't have a lot of other options, they're pretty satisfying to use.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely is.
Oh, yeah,
now we're looking at Slobbing moving towards Big Gray. We've had some skirmishes, Kitty, where there was no one landing in tilted towers. This time around, a very, very hot drop. Slobbing's in this build battle with none other than Aiden. Trying to challenge with this rare pump shotgun. Another look at those dual pistols again. They can shred through those walls and catch your opponent off guard very quick.
Yeah, but these guys got to be careful. I think everyone in Tilted has been taking advantage of these 1v1 engagements and watching from the other towers. Anytime they have their back peeking out, the other players are taking shots on them. But
it's a great point. It's a great point.
You see Aiden turtled up here, waiting for maybe Slobbings to make a play on him, but he's sitting on the high ground, hoping that maybe Aiden, his aggression will take the best of him. I know he mentioned wanting to play a lot more passive and play for that late game, but here he finds himself in another early engagement.
Yep. And that's exactly what we're talking about right there. IFA, here's some of this engagement going down, just peeks his head on out of big break for a moment. There's a challenge from Slobbings, gets the first shot onto Aiden. Not a lot of damage, he knows that, so he won't get too overly aggressive. I think he would have gotten a little bit more, as they say, W key. All out push if he knew Aiden was under 100 health, but that's not the case. Harmful now with a ridiculous high ground advantage near Big Gray. You've also got to wonder, how worried is Slobbings about the player that's behind him? And there it is! Literally, as I got to mention it, I knew Tendons was in that corner red building. Tags down 36 shield from Slobbings.
Yeah, we saw him earlier just kind of holding out in that window, waiting for an opportunity to get a clean shot on him. Unfortunately, did not get the headshot, but was able to take some shield off of Slobbings.
He's going to try and take the shot for Aiden.
It's like Aiden's repositioned again for the moment. He realizes there's too many eyes on. Look,
from Aiden, it's so different for us to see, but I'm proud of him. He's trying out new things. He wants to make it to those final zones.
Oh, when you think about some of those earlier tournaments where we highlighted the likes of Nick Merckx and Aiden battling it out, it was like maybe them two and possibly one more in Tilted. The drop of this Tilted game, Kitty, I mean, you pointed it out, I think there was, what, 9 players there? You can't just worry about the one person in front of you when there's 3 people in high grounds on the buildings all around looking to just thirst a free engagement.
Yeah, having to dedicate a part of your brain to thinking where everyone else is in Tilted with all those different high grounds, windows, different areas to peek. It's definitely putting a stress on these guys, but we're going right into Thwipo and JDW. Not looking at the best situation for JDW right now.
No, not at all.
Even with that high ground.
Not at all. A lot of materials for Thwipo. You see 70 material or 70 builds still left. Trying to challenge for this high ground. JDW basically one shot, and I love this decision. Get the pickaxe out, knock him on down, and hello JDW. And
he emoted.
Well.
Oh, you cheeky bastard.
Three times in a row. That's tough.
Giving him a 1L dance, yeah. We're giving him 3L dances, dang. Yeah, okay.
Toxic, as I think Twitch chat would say in this moment. Slobbings and Aiden still going at it. They've now moved to the bottom side of this L's building. No one really too close, but now as you look at the minimap, actually, one player getting near. That's Sam just on the other side of the wall. Aiden still just bunkered on up, hiding. Doesn't have the health advantage. Slobbings still has a ton of material to work with.
Why is he not using a football skin?
Tilted, and IFA now. Here he is. Dynamite's in hand, dropping them all down. This is about to create all-out chaos.
Yeah, finally looking to get involved. IFA was sitting inside of that tall gray building for most of their engagement, taking advantage of that dynamite. And Aiden, he's definitely not wanting to get into a sandwich position here, looking to rotate towards the brick building. But he's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. There's a ton of players here, and he doesn't know if anyone is in here. We did see Tendons up in the top, but it looks like he did take a chance to go and rotate to the next zone. Oh, actually, they are in zone perfectly, so I'm not sure where Tendons headed off to.
No, he's probably like, you know what? I've had enough of this. Everyone's just hiding. This is just not worth my time. Pobsy and Monster in a little build battle of their own. Pobsy with the high ground for the moment, but lacking in the health department. Just know that 53 builds still left, and these explodes are going to be perfect to drop Pobsy on down. Here he comes, folks. He does land and doesn't take a ton of fall damage. Monster, he's fighting this in the zone. The 50 health that he would get from this would be worth his time, but he just got to get this done. He's going all the way up. Pobsy with a great shot. That health advantage that was once dominant in favor of Monster, no longer the case. Seems like he's actually going to stop and medkit as he thinks it is no longer worth it. Both players are going to stop and medkit. This is going to be an even fight back at right around 100 HP.
Yeah, and they both have that campfire at their disposal too. Popsy with 15 bandages though, so he does have the advantage for this storm fight and has the high ground, but it looks like Monster's going to try and take all of this build down, make the scale even again.
They are deep in the zone right now. I do not think Monster could have ever expected this fight to go for so long. Every advantage Monster once had is gone. The height advantage gone. The health advantage gone. And now Posey is just commanding exactly when he wants to drop down and engage on this. Looks like Monster, though, has made a quick move to try to get on up a fast ramp switch, but it's not enough. Povesy reads it, challenges now players, both under 20 health. The Storm's their biggest enemy for the moment. Monster, that's one he definitely wants to take back, Kitty, as I'm pretty sure he fully expected to take that fight with ease, but it wound up not being the case.
And Povesy got all those shots on him with that green tack, too.
Impressive.
Very impressive. Aiden finds himself in an engagement with Tendons, who was the one at the brick house in that corner of Tilted, but it looks like he still hasn't taken any shots. Aiden was definitely harmed there.
Oh, for sure. Still going on in these fights, and we're actually looking at the map. We can see the full map of players, and it is insane how deep in the zone Povesy is towards that top side because of how long that fight went on for. Nobody is even near him, so there's a silver lining. You see, look at that one arrow all the way up by Lazy Links. Took that long.
Yeah, fortunately he was able to get that other campfire and his own campfire, plus the 15 bandages. He should be okay if he's able to make his way in now, which it looks like he is starting to do, but not a great situation, especially considering the next zone is in that bottom left corner of the map. So double far rotation coming up for him, and we wish you the best, Povesy.
Good luck, my friend, as we'll swap on over to the southern side of the map. Vide, near the top of that mountain, and Funk Bomb just ripped him right there. And yeah, he's going to instantly rip it. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Funk Bomb's going to look up and try to shoot him down. Here they go, the shots. Can he get tagged? Juggling with this glider, trying to make as much movement happen as possible. Now Funk Bomb's on the aggressive. He's got 4 HP left, and the Storm surge warning is kicked on in.
And 1 mini. He's going to be sitting on 29
health. I think that's ideal to be.
Looks like Blue T is rotating right next to him, but not taking the engagement, probably looking to get optimal position. Doesn't want to pull a Povesy like earlier and fight in the zone. But
this is best case scenario right now. As he's going to be able to push on up and at least see multiple. This isn't just a third party. I think there's 4 players involved in this fight, and it's because of where the zone is, Kitty. Again, next time we zoom on out to the full map, just to take a look at it again, it is the southwesternmost zone you could basically possibly have, and it's forcing everyone from Tilted, from Retail, Salty, Shifty, to all move through the same lane, and now everyone's getting congested right on the east side of the zone.
Yeah, 100%. These guys are all in this corner, and you see just north of them on the minimap, there's another engagement. Everyone getting pushed into the exact same position, and Punisher, he does have the health advantage here, and it does look that Vide does get picked up. Oh no, the Vide didn't get picked up. I'm not sure who's the
I thought he was going to die for full damage.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit of a panic building coming on in for Punisher. He's got a player above him. Shooting at him from the east. Blue T has dropped to the low ground for right now.
I think
just
in
above.
Skirmish,
as he's going to be trailing that same build as well. And again, when these zones move so far in one direction, it kind of forces these little awkward areas where they're already close to each other in these builds, and you think there's still a ton of zone and area left on the map to get congested at, but still. Everyone's stacking up now. Poach now with grenades landing just next to him. Will get tagged by any of these.
And he has Ronin rotating in behind him. Not the best position to be in for Poach right now, but looks like he's just turtling up. He is in the zone, so he will be safe for now.
Jeez, he had 14 grenades to use at that legendary grenade launcher, and Ronin just said, this is just not worth my time. He really tunnel visioned with a lot of those there to get nothing. You can see Punisher trying to just get some sort of elimination on the board, expecting these players pushing out of the zone to be weak. But got to give props, both Poach and Ronin escaped the threat of the legendary grenade launcher without taking a single point of damage.
Yeah, and these guys are in a good position. They're pretty close to the next zone. They won't be having to make as big a push as they did in the last one. So Poach already looking to get a better position, has the ice skates on for a little bit, and he does get in the zone. So he's got to be feeling pretty comfortable, and now he can just sit, relax, and take shots and hope he can get those extra eliminations to get him a point on the board.
About 1,000 materials in total. You see Ronin now using his campfire to heal on up. Pate versus Schmeck, again in one of these fights right on the eastern side of that zone. We haven't shown any focus to the west side of the zone.
Oh!
They trade the limb! Did he get traded?
No. Oh my god!
Oh my goodness! When I saw him drop in, I was like, oh no, it's gonna kill him. But then with the health on the elimination,
but he's got 10 seconds for the zone.
Oh no! This campfire's gonna, and he's gonna pop bandages. He's gonna try to get as much health as possible from this.
Oh, and you see the frustration on Paytek's face.
Yep.
He definitely thought that he had that, especially Schmeck going.
Well, here's the thing. Look at him. Look at him. He's trying to calculate it. He was at 4 limbs, so if he got that 5th, it winds up giving him another point. That's why he's so like, oh my goodness, it doesn't wind up working out.
Oh, had he hit him once with his AR or SMG, he would have definitely gotten the elimination.
And you mentioned to start this game, the point of 1 point in this can make all the difference. And right there, that 10 health could be the difference between where Schmeck and where Pate wind up placing on these leaderboards.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to wait to see that final board and see if he did get out of the prize money because of that unfortunate occurrence.
Yeah.
But
Punisher still on 0 eliminations. Every time we go to him, I just keep seeing him.
Have we seen Vibe get any HP?
No.
He did have that mini pot knocked off of him, but
pretty sure if one of these snowflakes falling hits Vide in the head, he's knocked out.
Looks like he's dodging right
now. Yeah, that's what he's going back and forth and doing. If you're Punisher right now, you apparently just got shredded, is what I'm going to say now, because all that health is gone. Thankfully, as a chunk jump, but this is what we talked about. In these later game scenarios,
but he's lucky he has a chunk jump. He's pushing. He's really pushing.
Full seconds. And Blue Team knows how weak he is. He's going to continue to try to spray this down.
Yeah, and Punisher's also taking some pressure from behind. You see Poach and Bowman behind him.
Gosh!
Come on. Hey!
Back in it.
Oh, yeah, you've got to definitely be flexing a certain muscle to try and get that one.
There it is now. Blue Team, no healing left, only 56 HP, 26
Come on!
This could spell disaster.
Come
Punisher,
on!
who was just on the back foot, trying to get the Chug Jug to be used, and Blue Team kept stopping him. Now at max HP, ready to take him out.
But look at Blue Team's ammo. That's why he stopped spraying. He has 12 AR ammo left. Thankfully, he's got a ton of shotgun ammo, but he's going to be focused on those short, close engagements and unable to take anything long range. Fortunately, he has that jump pad. He'll be able to get into those close range engagements with that movement, but not in a good situation to be in.
Tough spot to be in. We have about half the lobby now down. I know our man Cypher is over at the analyst station ready to break down some of the moments we may have missed.
Courage, thank you very much. We have our player Pearl, Game 2 winner. He's having his way in Happy Hamlet. He's putting a lot of pressure on Naga off. He's using his pickaxe to just break through and finish him off. We also have a bit of a fight that lasted a little bit too long between Pavzi and Monster, and we're not even sure if Pavzi made it out of the storm. You guys go ahead and check on Pavzi and take it away with Game 3.
Thank you so much. Yes, he has been eliminated up to this point. Pearl, though, still in this one. 3 elims to this game. 507 small ammo. Wow. 278 AR ammo. Over 1,000 materials already in the zone. Max shields in minis, and he's already got a big as well. He's the most set up for this late game of anyone we've seen yet.
Yeah, not just in the zone, near the center of the zone. Yeah. He doesn't have to worry about any of those guys pushing in and sandwiching him as they push into the zone. And he's just going to sit pretty, wait it out. Hope he can get a few more eliminations in that late game. But coming off a victory royale into those eliminations, he is feeling good. And he does have Fulmer below him, who you saw do absolutely incredibly to qualify for the Winter Royale. And above him, he's got Germ. But these guys just got to sit tight, wait for the zone to close, and hopefully they'll get the zone, won't have to use too much of their movement items, and get some more eliminations. But I don't think they're too worried about that right now.
Not at all. Landjock again. When one person begins to fire at you, it seems like everyone does, because they see someone's got to be vulnerable right now. Nolan, our Winter Royale champion, looking to see if he can continue to add more incredible items.
Those sticky grenades getting thrown out on him. Landjock is building for his life right now. And yeah, you see that side third party on him, taking that elimination, and that's the risk you have. Thankfully, Nolan's going to be able to get the loot from this, but when you do all the damage and that third party takes that elimination and that health that you were trying to receive, it's got to be frustrating for these players.
Oh, for sure. Well, there's no doubt about it. Grabbing everybody can get. Great job noticing the AR ammo on the ground. You see him sliding around, trying to pick up any little bit. Like right there, that was, what, 60 brick? And with all that metal on the ground, exactly, what I was going to call out is he's going to begin to branch out here, spam these builds. He quickly looked at how much metal it was, and you might be thinking, gosh, why is he burning through all this? Watch this. He just used over 300 materials, goes back, immediately maxes on out, and you saw more metal drop again. So he's going to keep on building and keep in mind that he has more materials to go back and grab. A sign of a great player.
Ooh, Pearl picking up another elimination. Does take that slurp to hopefully get out of the zone. As he's gonna.
Nope. It's almost deceiving, right? Because there's so many players alive in these late games that typically, if you're used to playing, you're like, oh, how much can this zone hit for? Probably 1 or 2 because there's only 33 left. No, we're in the the 5th, going into the 6th zone of the game, and at this point, it hits like a truck. More metal has been grabbed now from Nolan. Love to see this. Wondering if he'll go and try to grab these little materials on the left. It does appear so. And who's there in the top middle of your screen? It's Tfue building on up, getting the high ground.
Tfue's still alive.
He's still alive. 3 eliminations so far in a brilliant position.
Oh!
God!
No!
Master's curse is real. He gets ripped for 150 plus from that heavy sniper rifle.
Yeah, that is not a good feeling. He was looking for that peak, hoping to get 2 more eliminations. He is sitting on 3, so 2 more will get him another point on the board. But when you get tagged like that, now he has to decide, should I be playing passively? Are these guys hitting? Oh.
Wow, we just tuned in to Tfue in arguably the best position he could imagine to then be in moments. It shows just how much you have to account for. And that was none other than Bizzle.
He doesn't play great solos. He doesn't play great alone.
Taking him down.
He likes, he feels more comfortable playing with someone and being able to talk to someone.
He's currently playing the low ground, still can build 44 different structures. Drops out a launch pad and he'll just fly right towards the opposite side of this moving zone.
Yeah, and he's got a nice loadout. He's definitely going to be happy about having that legendary pump for that late game. And right away, he gets the position that he wants on the zone as far as he can. But
this is not good.
It's messing him up.
Yeah,
the final circle is on frozen greasy ground.
Unfortunately, no shields he can use now, so it's all going to come down to the little bit of HP he has. On the bottom right of your screen, you see Bizzle, currently at 3 eliminations himself. Has a launch pad, still has some AR ammo, 1,000 SMG ammo in that compact SMG, so close range, you can spray through the end of this game. 19 players left. Remember, top 10 earn a point for placement. Bizzle already with 1 point this game for the amount of eliminations he has.
Yes, and all that shield too. Bizzle's sitting in a great position moving into these final moving zones. He's a meticulous player. He knows exactly where he needs to be positioned. He has a great game awareness, so he knows where everyone is, it always seems.
This is where he excels, right? These are the moments why he's regarded as one of the best players in the world, and it's because of how he builds out, how he knows how to branch to different structures. He makes it look so easy, now deciding he's made it far enough in the zone where he can turn around and look back and try to potentially farm a free limb, holding on to that launch pad. But Kitty, the one thing I want you to take note of, 18 builds left. Not a lot to his name.
He's definitely going to be looking to try and get another elimination and hopefully get some of those bonus materials off of them moving in. One position that Bizzle does not like to be in is one that he cannot build through. So
he doesn't have little maps. He can only use 1 more and then he's done.
To be in place. The materials will fall right in front of him. He's got 1 just above, tries to drop him on it, doesn't wind up working. Only 7 builds left. 5 builds left. Launch pad, but hits his head.
I thought he died!
There's a reason he's got the figure skater outfit on
right now. My God!
He's just slipping and sliding all over.
He does pick up some resources, but it doesn't look to be too many. It looks like it's just the scraps, but he does have the position for the zone and makes a push for his Vikaros with 5 eliminations though in the bottom right of that screen.
Man's going nuts. Here's another opportunity for a 6 elim. Goes quite quickly onto blind. 147 total hit points for him. Top 5 now as players continue to earn more points for these placings. Vikaros trying to drop on down. He's got 1 player just below. CBK Flame on the low ground, and oh my goodness,
players left.
Winner from yesterday, Seth. 200 HP, ultimate high ground as well. He's going to continue to branch out.
Gonna win it.
Bottom right of your screen.
He won it yesterday. Is he going to win it again?
Now, 5 players remaining. Who will come out on top in Game 3 to set themselves up with a chance? As we move on with the rest of the day, the zone still moving forward. Vinny alive in this game as well. He goes down.
Oh my God!
Bizzle now the target. Saf ready to get involved.
He's really eliminating people.
But Vikaros looking
for
elimination. trying to drop on in. He places a trap.
Oh my
Will
god,
he bait him
oh
on
my god.
Towards the structure? It doesn't
This is the most
appear so as
intense.
again,
He's out of mats. He's out of mats. Oh! Saf won it. Saf won it. Oh! Well played. Well played.
Absolutely incredible gameplay coming out of Saf today. Able to secure 6 eliminations. One more would have put him into that 3 points, but I mean, getting that victory royale and those 2 points for the eliminations, he's got to be feeling happy.
I saw a ton of people online saying Saf after the performance yesterday, and from what we've seen in these skirmishes, he's got to be regarded as one of the better
He won a
players
game
in the world,
yesterday, he won a game today.
Moments like this will only continue to solidify that. Vigoro's tried to do what he could. You see great damage there, but it's just too much HP for Saf. And to be quite honest, look at his inventory. He could have kept on going. He could have kept fighting and kept playing for more zones.
Yeah, he was ready for 12 more zones, it looks like.
Right.
Yeah, Saf, he's got an unbelievable way of navigating the zone. He does not fear that Storm take damage. Now, I know a lot of players, when they start feeling that damage coming in on their back, they freak out and they get worried. But he's running in and out of the zone, 100%. Taking advantage of those angles and those opportunities that take players off guard. Just excellent gameplay. 2 days in a row now, Saf. Well played.
Brilliant from Saf right there as he continues to prove why he's one of the best players in Fortnite, but so much happened in Game 3. Too much for us to just comprehend. That's why we got some help from the brilliant man, Cypher.
Thank you so much, Courage. I appreciate that. We got some really good fights in Game 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the action right here. Starting us off, we got Tfue using the backboard and the grenade launcher to put a lot of pressure on Base Soldier and taking him out as well. Later in the game, Tfue showed us his expertise with his aim and his AR, getting a few eliminations using the Scar from the high ground on players who are pushing into the storm. Right here, he takes advantage of a few of these players, hitting some really clean shots, securing these elims, and as you see right here, because of his early game positioning on the high ground, he was able to take out those players as they were moving in. Vicaros with 3 elims, securing a couple more as he drops down from the high ground. His positioning right here is extremely well thought out. He's looking for people who are moving into the circle, and he just gets to jump on 2 quick players right there, securing his 2nd points from this game. Let's go ahead and kick it back to the casters, guys. 3 games down, 3 more to go.
Thank you, Cypher. The man knows a lot about Fortnite, and he shows it right there, his passion shining on through. Kitty, I just received an update about the standings, and I'm going to let them speak for themselves after what we've seen today. Ladies and gentlemen,
Saf is at the top.
On top again.
Absolutely outstanding job. 13 eliminations, 8 points. He's got to be feeling really good going into the next half of these matches.
Saf, brilliant performances so far. That rounds out the 20 that you see right there, but you don't want to hear from us anymore. We've got Saf on the floor after his incredible performance yesterday and now today. I don't even know how he does it anymore. Insane stuff. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Courage. I have no idea how this guy still continues to be the king of the mountain. Unbelievable performance there, Saf. All right, let's talk about that end game there. You, Vicaros, it was a 1v1 for the ages. You were certainly feeling the pressure. There was a trap thrown down. I know that there may have been some concern there at that moment. Walk us through the final moments of that game.
So I knew it was a 1v1 versus Vic, and I know he's good, so I was taking it kind of slow at first. And then I got the floor in the pyramid and edited it down into it, and I thought I killed myself to the trap, but it was in the other 1x1. And then it just ended up being aim battle at the end.
So you were able to win yesterday, and you're poised in a position as we go into the intermission to win today. Of course, I don't want to jinx anything. Hold on a second. Wait, knock on wood. All right, so want to ask you, man, what did you take away from yesterday? You got to experience the secret skirmish, lots of pressure, but you won. What did you take away from that, and how did you apply it to today?
Well, I just try to be the most consistent and hitting your shots, basically. That's all there is.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, right? You just want to play that consistency card, and you do that very well. Well, also, we want to give some shout-outs as well. Big opportunity for you here. You've really just continued to make a name for yourself, even more so than you've already done. Anyone out there do you want to thank in this moment? And the floor is yours, my friend.
Probably my mom and my dad and Zayt, probably. That's it.
All right, Mom, Dad, Zayt. Where's Zayt at? There he is. He's over there. Look at that. What a nice guy. All right, well, man, I appreciate your time so much. Saf, once again, this guy just a monster. But for now, though, we're going to go to intermission. We have plenty more on the way. Can't wait for the games.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. Yes, we're not quite ready for the intermission yet. Don't tell me where we're going. We have a job to do. We get to give our thoughts on the first half of today. I mean, brilliant from top to bottom. Anything that stands out for you?
I just love the mix of players that have been winning today. You know, you see well-known names like 72 Hours winning game 1 into up-and-comers like Pearl, and then now having one of the Ghost Boys come through with another victory royale. Absolutely incredible, incredible gameplay.
It just shows that from top to bottom in this competition, really anyone, if they can have a special performance, get some of the loot that they really need, position themselves well, they absolutely have what it takes to clutch on up and win these games. For me, now the pressure's on, right? We've had 9 matches between the duos yesterday and the 3 first solos today. 3 more left to make a name for yourself, to make some noise in the secret skirmish. This is their big chance. No one else they can blame and no one else they can ride on here but themselves. Either way, though, it's been a brilliant morning so far. I believe we are moments away from this intermission. And again, remember, when we go to this break, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, grab a snack, use the restroom, keep posting emotes in chat, being a troll. Either way, though, it's been a blast so far. For now, though, I think we're ready to throw it down to the floor. Zeke's going to throw us the break.
Thank you so much, Courage. Fortnite fam, that is 3 solo matches in the books. We are going to a short break, but if you're viewing over on Twitch, stick around. Check out the Fortnite Trivia Twitch extension and see how many questions.
Change it over to here. Oh, look, there you go. Right, there you go. Let's go. Great game. Absolutely great game. Great game. Well, we got about 36 minutes until the item shop changes, everyone. I think they... Yeah. I think they take about a 20-minute break. Then. So this is what's in the item shop today, and something different will be in the item shop in about 36 minutes. We have 15 minutes until Fortnite Secret Skirmish comes back. It should say resuming soon, not starting soon. I'm surprised the snow hasn't been melting more today, like it did when the whole map was snowy. Hey, let's get this W. I need to change this glider. West Gunner, not picking it up. Fingers are back. Right. Go and push. Still need to get used to that gun and then to pickaxe again. God, so bad. I'm shotgun. Jesus, what the hell happened here? Anti-rifle. Shrapnel. Absolutely great. Well, that was my first game, so I do need to get kind of better. I will be live streaming tomorrow about 1 PM UK time. August 25th, Kevin came. I think I picked August. How many do you? 29, I don't know. Right. Los Angeles, that's easy. Let's get this game on the road. With this sensitivity. No, that kind of sensitivity. Oh, bitch. Well, where are you? I know I'm not supposed to be shooting, but... Oh, you dickhead. Ah, fuck! Maybe I need to change skin to a tryhards again. I think I'm level 74 now. Oh, why does it fucking lags? Oh yes, also tomorrow I'll be live streaming me completing the new challenges. Be quite good. Five minutes until when the secret skirmish will be back. People know what level I'm on. Oh, baby. Do you know I don't even know how I'm on level 74 in Fortnite? On my hair chest. Oh no. Down here. What? I need some shield. Forget about it now. I don't know where yes please. Oh, cigar, yes please. Didn't need to pick that up. Come on. This is very fine. Somebody's got the crossbow. Oh, what? Come on. No fair. Oh, what the fuck? Fine. So we have about 22 minutes until the item shop changes. Right, so yeah, there you go. 22 minutes until the item shop changes. There you go. Cloaks are done.
Welcome back from the break. We've got all the players loaded into their battle stations, and we still have $400,000 to give away. 3 more solo games coming up for you guys, and we've got Bala and Golden Boy who are going to be taking it away.
Thank you so much, Kitty. Yes, I'm excited. This has been awesome. We've had some great games so far. I'm Golden Boy. This is Bala. I'm pumped, man.
They've been great, and yesterday we had that photo finish. I'm hoping we get it today. I'm going to go ahead and knock on wood.
Well done. Well done. You know what? I deserve that one. I deserve that. You know, it's a good thing, though, that I'm up here with this guy because I said it once, I'll say it again. This guy is a cornucopia of knowledge when it comes to Fortnite. He knows everything. All right? All aspects of the game. All right? So he's going to educate some of you people here today. But I do want to let everyone know we got some cool stuff going on. That's right, because not only do you have the Share the Love event, you can pick up some cool skins. You can also get yourself a free battle pass. That's right, you heard me correctly, folks. You complete some challenges in the game, you could get Season 8 Battle Pass for free. The Overtime Challenge ends February 27th, but that's actually not all that we have, Bala.
That isn't all that we have.
You know what we have coming up next? You know what we have? Because you saw it. You saw it in the game just for a brief moment. Okay, there's actually a new skin. And not only can you get that battle pass, you can also pick up 2,000 free V-Bucks with the Fallen Love Ranger outfit and black bling. I can't say
free.
Dear Lord, I'm whatever.
Free.
It's okay. You unlock the challenges.
About £15 here.
2,000 free V-Bucks.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Is so sweet. Like I want it.
You saw Tfue actually using it in game. He did get beamed with it, so maybe the horns, you know, gave it away. But he did pick up 2 eliminations with this beautiful, beautiful skin. He wasn't. Was he using the back bling? I don't think so. And there you go. I did manage to say back bling correctly.
Back bling.
I can't say it 5 times
We've
fast.
been doing tongue twisters.
Back bling, back bling,
I doubt anyone's able to say it 5 times fast, Bala. Oh boy. Okay.
I'm not going to attempt.
Yes. So now, where we are right now? Where is the competition currently? And where are the standings? Because talked to him earlier. Saf. First place. 13 total eliminations, 8 total points. He's in the lead by 2. Pearl is going to be right below them there, but we got some new names and some familiar faces here in the top 10, Ball.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Armand and Kaizui. They showed up big. Armand in that first game. Kaizui has just been having a really nice game. He's actually placing 12.7 on average, Golden.
Very well done by him. Zextro, another name. Blind jumps up a few. Karos, also, we haven't really talked about him all that much, as well as CBK Flame. These are, you know, a lot of, like I said, familiar names, but also new faces, players that came from Winter Royale, players that came from the pop-up cups. I did talk to Vivid. I said, hey, man, how you going to do? He's like, I'm going for that. I'm going for that Victory Royale. He's got 3 points. He's not doing that bad, man, but I know that he wants to go for the top crown there, but currently that is being held by Saf. I'm excited though, because we're going into match number 4 of the day. We got ourselves kind of a good one here lined up, Bala.
Yeah, and the stories are unfolding all over the place. Saf, I want to touch on him really quickly. He placed 6th, 11th, and 1st. He's placing 6th on average. That's insane. And we're gonna get into this game.
He's having such a good day. It's like crazy to have 2 good days back to back like that.
Yeah, back to back is.
If he pulls another one off here, like maybe a top 10 finish, I'll be blown away. Like he has to be like, you have to have him in a conversation for one of the best players in Fortnite. If he's doing it in a stacked lobby like this, Bala.
Yep. The one thing that we haven't seen yet really is big bonus. We saw a bunch yesterday, and that's actually leading to the standings being quite low in terms of points. So a lot of people can still make it with that big bonus. You can really rise up the standings really fast.
Bala, you've competed in these competitions in the past. You have the experience. You've thrown down with some of the best in competitive Fortnite. Early game here. What's your plan? What you try and do? And how do you approach this? Because I talked to Outlet, and he was telling me, man, you know, like, I'm just having terrible runs in the early game. What's your game?
Stick with what you know. All these players have been practicing their landing spots day in and day out, and they have all sorts of strategies around them, tactics, buildings that they want to control, the best place for loot, the best paths, all that stuff. You want to stick with what you know, and we'll see. We'll see. Saf actually is not sticking with what he knows, or at least what I know of him.
And what is that? Well, I mean, like he went to that desert biome on the other side of the map near Paradise Palms.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a loopy drop there. Maybe he didn't like what he saw too. That's always a possibility.
Absolutely. Usually he lands over towards that loot lake, but his teammate is probably taking that. But for now, we're hopping in over. Vivid and Marksman have been dueling in this junction.
I do want to give an update, by the way. The first 2 eliminations were on Dopai and Tendons from 72 Hours and Butter. Butter picked up the first elimination, or actually the second. 72 Hours got that first elimination onto Tendons. A rough start for them. We're looking to see how they do in match number 5. And this thing, every elimination matters, man. Every elimination, every engagement, kind of like this one. And it's Vivid versus Marksman. Marksman got the better of the Liquid Boys last time. Vivid, though, does not want to let history repeat itself here.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to take the high ground first, and then he tried to sneak a clear in there. That was by him, but does have that height now. He's going to hold it and use it to try to spot where Marksman is going.
I like this here. He's just trying to scope around, trying to see if he can get some control of the situation. He continued to maintain that high ground, and Marksman playing with his back against the wall here. Only 3 builds. It's going to be for Vivid, but Vivid is going to drop down.
Nice play by Vivid. The crouch there was so perfectly timed. Got right
he default dance on him.
He has to dance after that.
Hit him with that default dance.
I think he saw the guy doing the L dance earlier.
That was a gold pump
he had to do that.
To a green pump, and he was able to outplay him like that. Very well done. Now a battle as old as time itself in this competition is Slobbings and Aiden. Some say they're still battling in match 3 with how long that one went, and now here they are. It's like a parallel universe. These guys just seem to constantly go toe-to-toe, and everyone knows who are the players that are dropping over. Slobbings is going to charge right on him there, and this is going to be Aiden in the right hand, trying to hold this one down, and Slobing's gonna put the pressure, and he takes out Aiden. He goes down in 91st place. Oh, that is rough, but Slobings gets the better of Aiden today.
That was really quick response there by Slobings, grabbing that floor and instantly bounces with the hunting rifle. He's gonna go right after IFA as well.
Right into that fight he goes, and IFA will have a little bit of that life. Well, actually, we have a substantial life lead advantage over Slobings, but what's working for Slobings is he has the high ground now. He's going to try and slow this one down, scope it out, and see what he can work with. IFA staring right at him here, and Slobings, a very smart player in Tilted, is getting into, he's gotten so many of these kinds of engagements where you get into that first battle, and then immediately after that, you got to jump into another. That's the way Tilted is. It's always been like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And IFA turtling down a little bit, making sure that nobody else can join the fight. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The storming coming. That's going to signal Slobings to back up. He did get tagged by that. So down to 56 HP, he's going to back all the way up to this brick building here.
And I don't think that's the worst thing that could have happened for Slobings. Yes, he did get tagged up by the Stormwing. Yes, he doesn't have any shields. But he kind of just had that disengage, right? Didn't really have to deal with IFA. He's on the other side of the map. But now Slobings needs to find something to heal up.
Yeah, and you actually see this repeatedly in Tilted. Disengaging, finding more spots that haven't been looted. But we're going to hop into Happy Hamlet. Another one of those spots that has the kind of same kind of thing that Tilted has, where you have the disengage. There's a lot of buildings you can go to. So here, Pearl versus Harmful. Pearl, one of our top standings players right now.
Yeah, Pearl going to be in second place. He has 6 points. He has 10 eliminations. Average placement 21. You have to favor him here in this case, given how he's been playing so far. He's made some crazy plays. He's been a little too over-ambitious at times, but that's what you need to do here in the Secret Skirmish if you want to go after those victory royales, those big bonuses. And I like going to be exposed on the street. He's going to need to just throw down the wall so that this way he does not have to take those shots there. And Pearl rotating, looking to, or I shouldn't say rotating, charging. He's charging after him, and Harmful disengages.
He's on the hunt, but no, he's going to back out. And just like we talked about, Harmful, actually a controller player, he's deciding to move from Tilted. He was with Nick Merckx yesterday. Move from Tilted over to Happy Hamlets. Again, the same kind of situations. The buildings are spread out. You can kind of go to different spots, find out what's unlooted. You can disengage just like they're doing right now. And we'll see.
A lot of tight spaces that really do benefit controller players. I know, as a controller player, that it's good to have, right? Yeah. Like you could play those right hand advantages very well. You can hunt people down as they're trying to charge away or run away, and you can charge at them. There's just a lot that you could work with in that. But Harmful though is just going to wipe out. He's going to be saying, no, this is done. I'm not really dealing with Happy Hamlet.
Storm's
Pearl's
coming.
Gonna have it. Yeah.
Storm's coming. And you mentioned taking risks. Pearl has been doing that, and you really have to do that in terms of trying to get on top of the standings. That's what you have to do. You have to take risks. Go for the, actually, we're going to have a replay. Triggy versus Deuces.
Speaking of going for risk here, man, Triggy from one controller player to another has Deuces lined up, and that's a beautiful shot with that blue pump.
That's what I was hoping
go over to Sofa and Ghoul, but that is a far, far run from Happy Hamlet over to that new circle. It is far into the northern part.
Still there. He's actually still there, so I'm interested to see what he has. Maybe he has a rift to go or some plan to get out of there. But Ghoul on the back out of the motel area with the pool. Sofa on high ground. And there's another player joining the fray as well from the east side.
Got Sofa up ahead. Things slow down here. Players are really backs against the storm, charging over to that safe zone.
Yep.
You still have 2, 3, 4 players that are in the storm, but it's not taking you for all that much.
No.
And maybe you can get a, as you said, a rift, a launch pad, maybe even a storm wing if there are any left on the ground, and then you can get on out of there. But if I'm looking here on the map, it seems like a lot of players are really just they're running it. They're huffing it over to that safe area.
Yep.
It's
in terms of positioning now, Golden. We actually see Saf in that storm ring. It's going to be a really, really strong positioning tool. But in terms of positioning, everybody's vying for the center of the zone. He doesn't get tagged. It's not going to worry him too much. He's just going to continue spinning. But they try to fight for that center of the zone. Why? Because you get the next zone most likely. You can go to the edges, but if you're lucky, if you go to the center, it's going to be, most of the time, you're going to grab that zone.
Saf with the second highest average damage just behind Tfue.
Tfue up there.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah, Tifu's been putting in work. You know, he's in 13th place. He has 2 points presently, 6 eliminations.
Yeah. And Saf's gonna turtle up on top of this rift here. That's actually so good for him, actually, in terms of the positioning battle that I'm talking about, right? It's not center zone, but he's going to be able to use it to get towards center zone in the next one. So
and that's going to stay there the entire time.
Yep.
If he wants to dip on out, let's say he gets into a tough spot, he could use it early to get into the safe zone, to get into that new spot. He's already in here, but he could just rotate, or I shouldn't say rotate, he should actually reposition himself.
Yeah, but we have Butter versus JDW. He's in the divot. And the zone isn't coming yet, so this fight is going to continue on. He's trying to fight for height on JDW, but JDW is not letting him. The pyramids go down, though.
Oh, I like this here, and now Butter. Just gonna have to reposition himself. Also, just want to get those. Oh, he drops him down. That was a very heads-up play from him. He's gonna force JDW to have to go down. He wants to go after this wall. See if he can get it. And, oh, he gets tagged up now. He's gonna be at 97 HP. He does have some minis, and he does manage to pop off one. Does he get the second? Yes.
Yeah, this is what you got to worry about towards that end of that second zone, is the Stormwings.
When it gets too high.
Everybody coming through. Yeah, exactly. But I really like what JDW did there. You actually saw Butter stop for a second there. That was a really nice reaction. It was JDW's ball, and JDW was thinking about editing on it, but he went up and then still edited on him, and Butter shot from it. Nice play by JDW there.
Had a chance to talk to Butter in the intermission, asked him how he's doing. He said, I'm just very grateful to be here. He's been having a great time. Currently, Butter, I believe he has just 1 point from, I think, I want to say game 2 was the one where he had a huge performance there right in the late game.
Yeah, with that rift to go. Exactly, and that's going to stalemate for sure. You're going to wait for the zone for one of them to make a move. That tends to happen sometimes, but here's Tifu on the Stormwing.
Living his best life.
Yeah.
Not quite, you know, the car he showed up with, but, and Mateos puts down some fire with the Stormwing, and that has to prompt JDW to create a box there on right on top, and
you can see both JDW and Butter drop down at the same time and made a new box.
They don't want to deal with this, and JDW continues to defend himself against the Stormwing. Mateos not letting him get a moment to breathe there. And Butter just has to gain up some more resources, see if he can snag himself some other goodies here in the divot.
Not only is he farming up materials, getting max wood, max brick from this, or closer to it, he's going to get a nice little safe escape path out. So 67 players up. That third zone is about to get revealed. We have 45 seconds left for it. You can see JDW loses Butter. He's going to try to take shots at other players.
We have, by the way, a few players, and JDW just got the elimination onto Jacob Aki. I know I'm butchering that one, with a pistol. As a matter of fact, that would be with the hand cannon. I think that was lined up there. So JDW get that first elim. We have a couple players, Paula, that are currently sitting at 2 elims. One more, that's a point for them. He's getting tagged for 2 when he was in the storm, but now he will be safe. That circle, though, will make its way just west of Lazy Links and Butter. He's just playing it slow right now. No reason for him to push up. I think he just wants to get, if he can get an angle, put some damage down on anyone, maybe he goes for that. Paytech's going to be exposed. Oh my goodness,
that was so close. You can see Butter nothing his head. He's like, no, I want it. That's so bad. He's trying to knock it down. No, it's connected to Frosty. Connected to Frosty, and Butter is just on the verge of so many of these elims on the pate.
Punisher drops down. Punisher has no idea that Butter was putting. He had to have heard those shots from behind.
Yeah, he had to have. He had to have.
Oh man, you can feel the tension.
Yeah.
I love it.
There's tension in my voice.
Here's the thing, right? We're in game 4. We're in game 4. This is really do or die for a lot of players.
This is
a huge game here can catapult you into the top 20, maybe even the top 10.
Yep.
And this is a critical circle in this match, because everyone now has to start thinking about, they have 20 seconds to start thinking about how they're going to get to that safe zone.
Yeah, And here's Patek onto Frost. He's going to use that stink, but he actually stinks himself, and he's so close. He's only 6 HP.
No, he only has 1 HP. You could basically just sneeze on him, and he'll be eliminated from this game. He doesn't have anything to heal with. He doesn't have any campfire. He has nothing to work with. Can he survive this fight? Oh, and he gets wiped out by Punisher. And if he won that one, he could have gotten that 50 HP, but even then that would have been difficult for him. Punisher just flew right on in there, went for the fight. But now the Storm is going to be pushing in and forcing everyone to have to think about how they're going to push on through here. You have Hysteria to the right of Punisher. Dark is going to be right behind him.
Yeah, and you can notice there's so many players on that side of the zone, but they all use their launch pads, all use their mobility because of that congestion. So definitely want to try to get towards that center zone early, and that was the issue for all these players. But Dark and Hysteria on the side of the zone, they're not even close yet.
We got to talk about the fact that Dark only has 13 builds. He continues to build around here. The tree, the dreaded tree that blocked him, is going to have just 22 HP, and he won't be able to get away from this one. I think if he can get that elimination, then maybe he has a chance, a fighting opportunity. But that Storm continues to push him further into this, and he's so exposed. One more build. He has to start recycling some of these builds that players are throwing down.
If he just looks over here, he sneezes
it.
And
that was Bizzle. That was Bizzle that got the elimination. Punisher did not secure that.
There's another advantage, and I always talk about this. Getting center zone first means you have so many opportunities to take these shots at players exactly in the situation that Dark is in and Hysteria is in. And you can see he gets chunked down as well, all the way down to 20 shield.
The Siren putting pressure on Hysteria. 72 hours, our game 1 winner.
Yeah,
has a nice little tower, and he might catch Hysteria off the rotate here. Yeah, actually, it seems like he might actually catch him off of this rotation. 72 hours has Hysteria, and Hysteria now is going to have to turtle the stink bomb. That's going to force him out. 72 hours, beautifully done. That's going to be number 3 and a point for 72 hours.
Yeah, number 3 and a point, and that's what he needs. He needs to stay consistent in these games. That first one granted him a lot of points. He needs to try to get more and more, and if he wants to overtake Saf in the standings.
Man, this is intense. Well, while we have a moment here, let me mention something to you all at home, because I don't know if you noticed, but the players are all rocking the soccer jerseys. They're coming back, people. They're coming back. It's going to be pretty dope. I'm looking forward to that one. Speaking of someone who's pretty dope, though,
be coming back in 1 minute.
We have a fine gentleman standing by. One Dr. Lupo. Lupo, what you got?
Golden Boy, thank you very much. Sweaty soccer skin is not the only thing you're going to take a look at here today. I'd just like to take note. This first clip from IFA, the speed, the number of actions as these players push in. IFA gets the shotgun shot and ownership of the same wall within a fraction of a second, able to edit that corner out and take a shot. From here we have Row, Naga, and Tickers all the way in the back. This little 1v1 at the bottom of this structure with Naga. Gets the shot on Row, owns the wall, and pushes in very easily. But amidst explosives, look at the speed that Naga is able to build surfaces to jump on while everything, literally everything around him is going up in flames. And he's still able to put a surface down, top off, get a little reload in there, and Tickers is up top. But that's not all here. Naga is not giving up just yet. Might not have the top-down advantage, but he doesn't necessarily need it, as he doesn't realize Tickers doesn't know. Naga has ownership of both surfaces. The double edit drops him in, and that quick shotgun shot, 210 damage. And let's not sell it short. Accuracy is extremely important, and JDW has it.
I told you it would be coming back today. Also, the red card.
Back to you.
That was the elimination, right? He caught him with the hand cannon. Now, while all that was going on, JDW did pick up a point with the elimination on Punisher. Tfue did get an elimination on Tyler Pearl.
They're back. I thought they were going to come back today.
Eliminated Sean, and more elims continue to funnel on in. 72 hours just picked up one on Poach. That's a heartbreaker. But now we're here with JDW.
Absolutely, Golden Boy, and also in terms of standings. 72 hours is at that fourth, just one more elim for another point. But that other one, that third elim, brought him up from 10th to 4th. It's a four-way tie. Actually, sorry, 6th. It's a four-way tie for 6th right now.
We're going to be keeping eyes on this the entire time. And 72 hours, this guy, he always has a plan.
He's happy right now with his positioning. He's going to take this.
Where's the UK? Where's the UK?
Just timing it, waiting for the perfect opportunity to take that slurp. So nice play there. You can see he was nodding. He's happy with his position, but I didn't see any mobility, and that's what we need to stress. He does have 4 elims. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to grab any mobility, and that's the problem with coming from the non-edge side of the zone is because all these players are going to be using their mobility.
So you may be wondering that slurp, but why does he?
Let's go!
And it's because it just keeps you ticking. You see it there, it's actually ticking. And no, but it's not the difference maker. And Ifa's going to get the better at him. And that's going to be 44th for 72 hours, our game 1 winner. But he did get some points, so he should be going up in the leaderboard overall. Ifa has a slurp. He doesn't have any mobility, so he needs to build around here. Get this high ground is what he's shooting for now, and he is going to get one over, but more shots continuing to rain on down as Ifa needs to play this defense. He's going to get tagged up for 11. That slurp is going to bring him back into this one, but I just don't know if it will be enough. Ifa is going to drop down, and this is so tense for Ifa, and Ifa will be picked by Nolan. He knew that it was bound to happen because everyone was targeting him. And look, we have so many players who are low on HP now, Balla. Players are just trying to scramble for cover, see if they can set themselves up. And Nolan, he's been very aggressive here. I like this.
Yeah, Nolan schmecked all these players inside of the zone on this slight high ground, this slight in ground. This is one of those places right by Lazy Links, in between Lazy Links and Loot Lake, where there's so much trouble for anybody trying to get up that hill. And that we can see all these low HP players, Schmeck, Nolan, all taking shots at them, all trying to get the Elim points.
Schmeck just got an elimination on Triggy Soars. Pearl gets a point against Cloaksy, of all people, but now we got Naga Ops in this high ground, the ultimate high ground.
I saw those accurate shots from him. An update from Lupo, and he's going to try again. He does have that ultimate high ground. And this is what we like to see in terms of position in the zone. It gives you the opportunity to take all these shots and no danger, no risk at all, Golden Boy.
He doesn't hit any of them.
It's not letting me type on keyboard and mouse.
See if he can try to catch one. He does see one. He's trying to track him. He's trying to chase after him. He's not going to manage it, and he's going to stay on the high ground. There's a lot of builds here.
Yeah, he's on the hunt. These players are trying to tunnel their way over to safety. Naga Ops on the high. He has one player in front of him. He might be able to tag him, but that's going to be 33 on the shields. Naga Ops is going to push this. This guy's going to be right below him. Tries to tag him in. Throws down that ramp there. Naga nice right in front. Oh, he's going to hit him, but he falls there. He falls to Kayun.
I was so impressed with what he was doing there. Using the builds, leeching on those builds is what we call that. And unfortunately, it's not going to work out for him. Kayun is going to get the better of him. But here's Kaizui, 4 elims. He just needs one more for a point. And we're up to 72 players, so only 7 more need to go down that first placement point.
A lot of players are picking up points here. Saint gets a point. Devious is at 5 eliminations.
Vivid as well.
Oh, this is intense, Balla. I'm loving this because you start to see the scramble, and this is where players have to be smart about where they place their resources, where they place their builds, so they can push it. Oh, my word.
Oh, my word.
That was absurd. Picks up with that legendary pump. Beamed him.
Yeah.
Beamed Schmeck.
And this is one of the best players with the heavy sniper in the end game. We're still on that 7th zone. He's going to reload it and try to use it again. Here, all the rotation above us with the gliders. And now this is coming towards the end. 8 players left.
This is it, Balla. 8 players remaining in the game. Vivid's going to be alive. I asked him, when are you going to get that dub? He says, I'm going to go and Golden Point. This looks like it could be it for him.
Kaizui, no more builds. He did get Tfue. No more builds for him. He's going to try to come underneath and grab more, but
he's getting targeted. What? He gets the elimination on J-Truth and gives him the hands. But he's going to be down to 25 HP now. Kazui needs to be careful. He only has 18 builds, 17 builds. It continues to just go down. And Base Soldier's going to be in this one. We got Vivid, Tomdez, Blue T, and Base Soldier.
That's so important. Vivid grabbing that high ground. He's immediately going to start shooting down at Base Soldier, and he has the height. It's going down.
He has so much working for him here, Balla. He has the high ground. He has so much health. All these players are struggling with health. Base Soldier's not even going to have any shields, and he picks him off. Vivid gets another elimination. That's number 6, but Blue T's going to have the high ground. Vivid playing around this now. Balla, this is it. If Vivid can nail this one.
This elim is so important. If he gets it, it's the victory round and the point.
Well done there to just block him from that shot. Vivid continuing to get blocked, but he's going to catch him in the air. And Vivid's going to get the victory royale. And that's going to be number 7 for the elims. Very Very well done by Liquid's Vivid.
You talked about it, and there it is. Vivid told you what was going to happen, and he gets that victory royale. What a game from Vivid. Max elim points and the victory royale, Golden Boy.
He did lie to me, though. He said he was going to get it in the last game of the day. But he got it here. Vivid is a monster. Baller, walk me through this, man. This was insane.
It was crazy. Blue T using that Tfue classic where you shoot, jump, and place the floor, but he's going to abandon that at the last second. Vivid with the trade on the shots, and he's going to come out the better of it with that AR swap to end it.
That was a thing of beauty. And this is Vivid in those moments. And there's nothing better than nailing that victory royale, man. That was nuts. So awesome there. Congratulations to Vivid. You know, Liquid's having a pretty good day here today. I would have to say 72 hours opening up with that first victory royale. Vivid snagging one of his own. There are some great players in the field, but to get that victory royale at this late stage is massive. And Vivid, 9 points, I believe, coming out of that one. Yeah. Or 9 points total, I should say. Yeah. So this is pretty good for Vivid. Now, it's sad for me because I wanted to get the opportunity to interview Vivid, but it will not be me. We do have Vivid standing by to get his thoughts at the end of that game.
Thank you so much. I am here with Vivid. Congratulations, dude. You are so excited. So excited. That end game, though, can we talk about that for a second? Run me through that. What happened?
So endgame, I had no mobility. I was just trying to play edge zone. I knew that there was a fight going on below me on like the 5th or 6th zone. Ended up capitalizing off of that. Got 2 quick kills. Got my mats going the zone, and then the 1v1 against Blue T. I was real patient. He had the high ground on me. Obviously, I had no mats. I couldn't do anything. I just waited for him to jump down, give me a clean pump shot. Took the opportunity, finished him off with my AR.
You make it look so easy and so fluid. It is a dream to watch you play. I have to ask, though, we're playing solos today. Yesterday was duos. What do you prefer more and why?
I definitely prefer duos with my teammate, my usual teammate, Poach. I think we have really good chemistry. I think duos are a little bit more competitive. But, I mean, solos are always fun, especially when you're, you know, getting wins and stuff. So, but, yeah, definitely duos is my preference.
I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. One more question for you. It's a little bit of an odd one. If you had to equate your play style to an emote or a dance in the game, what would it be?
I mean, it's got to be the one I do all the time, take the L.
Savage. I love it. Congratulations again. Good luck in the rest of your games. Back to you guys at the desk.
There's Vivid. Thank you so much, Pooks, for that. Man, he's very happy right now with that win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a throwback to Summer Skirmish, Golden Boy. You saw him in Summer Skirmish when he was playing in that house with the webcam when he had his breakout moment. Let's go! I love to see it. I love to see it.
Yeah, you love the excitement there. It's been an exciting day overall, and I think I also want to talk about what I was mentioning in the game.
Yes.
Which were those awesome soccer skins. They're back. That's right.
There you go.
The
soccer skins are
set
back.
has returned. You can get it now, right now, in the item shop. Go and pick that up. That pickaxe is a thing of beauty. I love that.
Very popular amongst competitive players. Zexro, known for it. 72, known for it with his number 72. He likes to put that on the back. And I love that skin. It's so
pretty
worth
awesome.
it.
As Dr. Lupo would say, the sweaty soccer skin. Well, the good news is we're actually going to go to the doctor's corner. With Dr. Lupo, that's your corner now. You own it, buddy.
This is my. I
you live there. That's your
no
spot.
Else is allowed here.
No one else is allowed there. Just you. Stay in your corner.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy Ball. I appreciate it. Like you said, those soccer skins are back, and I would expect a lot of rage posting on Twitter from the OGs, but that's okay. I look forward to eating popcorn and reading those in my free time. Now, before we go too much further, I want to take a look at a set of plays from the course of that match. I would like to point out, Golden Boy did mention. Vivid said he was looking for a win in Game 6, but didn't have to wait that long. That's not the only player that made some plays. You see here, Pate going down as Punisher secures his first elimination of the game during a rotation. Those mid-game rotations, having the opportunity to push an opponent that maybe doesn't have eyes on you. In this case, you saw there, Punisher, we just saw get an elim, and then he gets eliminated himself. A jump shot on the outside, the rotation back, and a quick flick from Saint picks up his first elim. It's incredible the speed that these players play at and how fast they have to react. A player suddenly out of nowhere right in front of you does mean a second elim for Saint there. So he's going to push. The bomb, he didn't see it coming. He's just reading these plays on the spot from these players. The reaction speed that they have, it's almost unparalleled. Zexro, one of the most aggressive players, and boom, like I said, out of nowhere, you've got enemies popping up left and right. And at a competitive level in Fortnite, you have to be on top of your game. The awareness is key. It's insanity. Now I'm going to throw back over to Cam and Monster. Gentlemen, enjoy the next game. This is crazy.
Yeah. Thank you so very much, bro. Dr. Lupo. Awareness is key. We saw Vivid come in hot in that last game. Talk about a crazy finish.
Absolutely crazy. I mean, that performance is going to jump him to this top of our standings, which we're going to get a look at right here, right now, to set us up going into the 5th match of the solos competition. We got one more after that, but Vivid, with the incredible performance last game, 13 elims, but now 9 points. Saf, who has been consistent all day, right behind with 8, and then Kaizui. Man.
Kaizui was monsters at the very end there, taking out the likes of Tifu, J-Truth, some of the craziest, snappiest flicks we've ever seen.
That 180 pump shot, it almost, like, I almost didn't see him turn around. It was so fast. And then
I want to know what sensitivity that guy plays with when this is
sensitivity, DPI, all that, please. If you can just send it over to me.
Imagine if I get big
again with my stuff like that. Rounding out that back half. Remember, top 20 is who is in the money, and we got some names on this list.
I mean, it was a big game for Tifu. You saw him at the end game there. That's going to network from the point. That's why he's still in the same spot. So 13th is really good. Just got to hold consistent. J-Truth we saw at the end there. That placement point's going to bump him up 5. And Base Soldier. That's a really good game.
Yeah, the 3 elims and then the placement points, putting him right in there. Looking at the line, just on the outside looking in. Vinny, Ronaldo, CBK Flame, Blue T, Kuros, Tokata, and Nagaops Ronin, all right on the barrier. And it's anybody's game to get in the money at least. You see 2 points is the barrier, 2 points and a couple of tiebreakers.
Yeah, the barrier is right there. Everyone's knocking on the door and just ready to get into game 5 to see who can keep up and hold up their point leads. Because it's a race to the end right now as far as the top.
I mean, yesterday we were blessed with a close one. 4 teams who are at 10 points going into the last game. Now you got 4 players who are all right within 1 point of each other on top.
Love you, buddy. Craziness. So I think we get 2 days of back-to-back action where it's a race to the end. Do you think it has anything to do with the recent patch where the game just feels like it's in a much better state?
It feels like the players think they have more agency in their hands and they're able to make the plays they want to be making rather than being forced to react what other people are doing. And it allows them to play on their rotations a lot more and just get in the game. But as we see, we're getting into the game. Bus is going from that southwest corner up towards almost due north.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one for the players. I don't know, it's a little favorable, I guess, to the west-hand side here. So everyone, playing that eastern zone is going to have a long rotation. And Polar Peak seems to be pretty hot here. Hopping in with our recent winner there, it's Vivid, who's been playing Junction. And if I'm not mistaken, it's Marksman who's been contesting him over and over.
Yeah, so people have been saying Marksman.
Going back for it.
That Liquid Hunter right now. He has been putting them down recently. Last game picking up 2 of them. Will he do it again? We're going to see the contest right away. This initial drops are key. Who can get the good either close range weapon and close the distance, like Monster right there. But it's the Great Tack is actually very strong in the early game if he puts it down. Marksman wants to find a secondary weapon. The infantry rifle not going to be great. Already 2 fingers coming in towards him. That was close.
So close there. Vivid does have a tactical. He clearly has another 2 clingers at least. And the hunting rifle shots are coming down. Or sorry, the infantry rifle, the newest addition to the Fortnite world here. What do you think? Who do you have your money on here? Let's make it early bet.
You know what? I think Vivid is going to get his revenge. After that last match, he has to be on Cloud9. Has to be feeling himself. He played incredibly well. It was smart. It was a good disengagement already here. He doesn't want to jump up there and grab that weapon because he knows he's going to expose himself, and it's really hard to build on that.
And Cannon's in his loadout. Marksman has the infantry rifle, so he's at the dominant long range. I mean, arguably even better at close range as well, but Vivid's got to close the gap between him and the opponents here on Marksman.
Yeah,
he didn't even pick up the infantry rifle there.
No, leaving it to go on the ground, but I can't blame him because the early game with the hand cannon, you connect the headshot, he's gone. Full stop, that's it, you don't come back. He has no shields right now on Marksman. Unfortunate to find it. That's why he's just holding up on that high ground. Vivid's looking for a shot. He wants to sneak one.
He wants that big pot right there, and he is going to snag it. I don't think Marksman has a clear idea of where he is now. He does. Oh, there's minis off to the side as well. Oh boy, the tables are turning here as the health pool is going to go to Vivid's favor if he can catch an opportunity.
But Marksman is throwing dynamite down towards him, not going to let him set for that. He has to recognize he has those shields on the ground. I'm not sure if he saw it, but now this is a huge disadvantage for Marksman. Down 100 effective HP, so despite having the high ground, but the dynamite going to pop him and expose Vivid. He now knows exactly what hits him with one boogie bomb. Does he follow up with the second?
Oh boy, with Boogie!
He got it! He got the second one! He's gonna look to line up that one shot. 144. Vivid immediately defends himself. Now it's an even fight. Both are in one-hit territory. Vivid connects with that handgun, pops the mini. White tap pops on out. The edit's coming across, and Vivid cleans it up, feeling himself monster.
What a counter edit right there by Vivid, who's on defense. He lost all shield to a healthy pump shot. Now Vivid's getting pressured by whoever was over at the other area there. Talk about a champion's defense there. Vivid, our first place leader.
Really well played by him. Double boogie bombs are deadly when they're in the connect. You are just sitting there dancing. You're not able to actually wind up the clean shot. Vivid adapting fine. Now hopping on over to Aiden and Slobbing, the controller lords trying to get on each other. Aiden now getting stinked out a little bit, taking for that damage from Deuces. Deuces knows that he's over there, not quite on full shields. Another stink going off. Slobbing's just working around it, maintaining the high ground in Gray building, building up now on top of Deuces.
I like this position here from Slobbings. He does want to dominate. It's only 9 builds. It's time to put that offensive pressure on. Deuce is holding the angle here to get the trade out.
Yeah, now editing himself downward. Slobbings with that blue suppressed SMG. Has a surprising amount of building pressure. Now Deuce is disengaging back over to the secondary building. Aiden just riding around the bottom, trying to catch a piece of this fight, sees him rotating away. He wants to try and capitalize when these two engage on each other. Slobbing is low on builds. He's going to have to expose himself or push into Deuces. No choice now.
Oh, good wall there. Slobbing's own this one. He can make the offensive edit if he wanted. No, he's choosing to disengage. It's just a 3-way cat and mouse game here. Whoever gets caught out on position is going to get punished pretty hard here. Now it's Aiden who's one step closer in high ground.
Yeah, notice how they're all crouching around. Don't want to give too much audible information away, but they're also holding the right hand advantages. That means you don't have to expose as much of your body. And there's the shot. First one goes down and Aiden. Right hand advantage. We talked about it with the patient. Slobbing there, lines it up, swaps over to that blue suppressed SMG. You don't get a much better close range loadout than that.
No, and we just talked about how being in the wrong position, the first person to get punished. Unfortunate to see Aiden getting owned and tilted today. And now hopping over to the shafts where Nick Merckx was earlier on, no longer seems to be landing here or has been taken out. Tokata and Sheep.
Tokata now actually getting shot in the back from Rut, who we saw earlier. Very impressive rifling skills, wants to be able to put up some walls. Sheep sitting on the low ground, trying to be patient, knowing other people are there, and Tokata's like, I got the glide to redeploy. There's other people around. I'm going to try and create some distance, but Sheep's having none of it.
Yeah, actually, that one elimination Tokata has is on Nick Merckx. Nick Merckx has been playing shifty lately. He's been training this area. He had a
I'm expecting one of the football skills to be fast.
Seems like Tokata's been really pushing him back this time around.
Yeah,
Sheep is on the offense right now as well. He's not on the hunt here.
Trying to find him, but it's not. Tokata's being very careful, staying on the low ground. Sheep has 3 boogie bombs, Monster. If he's able to land one, you can chain him, as we saw earlier, but he doesn't have a weapon that's necessarily going to provide him a lot of one-shot pressure. Only relying right now on that great tactics, because Tokata is babysitting the pumps on the low ground.
For being honest, if he lands his boogie, he's going to pretty much have to get really close. I'm talking smell your breath close with his tactical, because if he pelts him, he's going to cancel the boogie effect.
Yeah, and he saw that green pump on the ground, and he's opting not to drop, so either he wants the positional advantage, or he's comfortable with the tack rate.
Oh,
I mean, if you get chest to chest, boogie plus tactical fast rate fire, it really work in your favor, but such a situational play.
Yeah, it's definitely rough, and now he's going to drop down and pick it up, so making that gives him a pretty effective close range loadout. Green pump into either the gray suppressed SMG or the purple heavy AR, doing the 44 body damages close at long range. You don't get as much of the penalty with the rate of fire and the bloom coming into play. And Sheep looking like he's now just going to disengage Tokata as well. So they're going to go their separate ways. Jumping on over to Bizzle in Da FPS. Strategy here. Bizzle fires off the first shot and not going to connect.
Yep, so now Bizzle holding the high ground. .ps is playing that low ground warrior stance here. There are so many players nearby listening in on the cues though. You can just see from the map, anyone's looking to pounce in on this battle. Bizzle keeping it textbook, not overcommitting.
And just making sure he's giving himself enough space and keeping the high ground. But as you were saying,
oh, shotgun.
on the minimap, there's about 5 or 6 players heading towards this location. That's why neither of these guys is committing. And they're also using secondary resources. It's not a wood going out there. So building with brick and metal, it's risky right now. They want to try and get away from this. Ladies and gentlemen, match 5, 78 people left. We're almost there. And Dafias throwing some best mates down. Let him know. Unfortunate circle rotation.
Fuck it, dude.
It's gonna work in his favor. So for those of you guys just tuning in, we are in match 5 of the secret skirmish. Every single battle is gonna be heavily weighed into the leaderboards because we have such a close, you know, the race to #1 right now. There's so many people tied up at the top here. Bizzle's one of those looking to get himself a victory. All right, he's going with an early rotation, JDW. And look how cautious Bizzle is. He doesn't want to take a battle, he doesn't have to.
No, he's definitely trying to play safe and now controlling that legendary vending machine. Launchpad for wood is so good, Monster. It's going to enable him. And it's also launchpad for brick.
He's got options.
He really does. Dafias right there on the edge of the circle. What you're going to see now is they're going to try and set up shop right at the edge of this rotation, because as you see, tons of players have to go very far towards the edge of the circle, towards Fatal Fields. If you're able to gain dominance, gain high ground, and be able to look towards the rotation paths, it becomes very easy to then rifle down the opponents, perhaps get a chip, perhaps catch somebody else. But right now, Tom pressuring down on Dafias. Da making sure defensive cones off. Tom editing back down. Da is directly underneath him. He's doing a really good job of following where he is, not losing track of him.
I like what 72 is doing here. He's just holding ground, looking for the opportunity to just land on him with a big, healthy shot. He could have made the edit down, but he's just waiting for the perfect opportunity here.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to catch Daw making a mistake, and that might have been it, getting a little bit of chip. Daw recognizing where he is now, building with metal.
Lines pressure there for the counter. That's a big one right there. Loses more shield. 2 hits for 72 is going to connect there.
Daw trying to work forward.
Love the cone play right there.
Very good, making sure he gets it in the opponent's box. So Daw gets the angle, drops 72, down to 40. 72 is going to have to now back up, disengage, and reset, because look at the people coming in. Storm timing. Storm is starting to move, and people want to get to the edge of the circle. Monster, it's about to get chaotic.
Not only that, once 72 lost the camera angle right there, he almost lost his player life, but he is going to retreat to the high ground. He's going to find himself a breathing moment here to recoup his health. And Dafias gets away from Bizzle. These are some close engagements here. Dafias, he's burnt through a lot of resources and hasn't secured an Elam yet. He's just dwindling down.
Yeah, but he has made Tom use all of his resources. 72 forced into kind of a tough spot, but it's not awful. He went from around 100 builds to now 60, so used 40% of those, used up all of his utility minus that campfire, but does have the edge of circle as the rotation is coming in.
Comes the zone with a minute left. It's only wave 2 here. 70 players remain. 72 hours already secured game 1 today, so he is high on the board. Hopping over to Landjock and Aegis, who are going toe-to-toe. Landjock looking to replace this wall here. Aegis goes with the counter hop offensively, and Landjock makes the fatal error with no builds.
That is absolutely brutal. We talk about situational awareness so much, and Landjock, it failed him right there. Now jumping over to Saf and Legendian. Saf trying to find the angle. He counter edits out because he knows Legendian's trying to get the shot. Saf has been consistent all day, rarely ever outside the top 10, but Legendian's trying to change that.
Yeah, I like what he's trying to do here is getting this big pot off. He does have the time now. Here, Legendian doesn't want to commit in though. There's way too many walls. Oh, it looks like he thinks it's time to do it. And that's why you don't go in the box.
Didn't even need the trap. He had the insurance policy. What's in the box? It's a trap.
When someone like Saf, who's one of our point leaders, is playing the low ground defense like this, he's literally asking to bait you into the trap play. It was almost kind of too easy. But Legendian chokes on the pressure right there and goes down to Saf. Zayt is going to lose all of his shield. Gets shredded from behind here. He is at 3 eliminations, though.
And has plenty of utility to cover it. 3 big pots, a slurp, and a campfire. Right now taking only 158 damage and dealt 461. 3 elims, the 1 point. He's got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, with 120 builds, he is knocking on the door of what would be max material count as well. So he is sitting pretty good in Storm Wave 3 here.
Yeah, but he is missing a high rate of fire weapon that's going to make it difficult to kind of pressure some of these builds in the close quarters. He's more going to be looking to catch people rotating with that rifle or catch those quick one-shots in the boxes next over with that legendary pump he has.
This is a good zone here, but there are so many people in the Fatal Fields area.
Yes, 62 people now, and Fatal can be a kind of chaotic place to have to rotate through because of those cornfields. You never know when someone is next to you. Highly reliant on those audible cues.
Okay, here's Tendons and Germ. Germ does hear the Tendons nearby. He goes for the pump shot and swing and a miss.
And Psychic trying to cheat over now. He heard Germ is there, and everyone just trying to catch somebody else off guard. You see Aspect taking this guy, and that's Psychic catching Germ off guard. That was a double tap, heavy AR, double headshot. Only way he could have got over that threshold. Very impressive with his accuracy there, and going to get. Look at that load.
Look at that loadout.
What?
Sundown.
Oh my, Launchpad, rift to go, campfire. Like blues across the board. You couldn't ask for more right now unless you want like maybe some shiny weapons, but I mean, this is good.
Yeah, all he really needs is, you know, a little bit of a better pump upgrade, but
he still has the blue, which does the 100 damage to the body, 200 to the head, so has the one-shot threshold, but you have to be perfect.
They just caught Sheep on the rotation at the red barn. Sheep actually had no shield. I wanted to talk on this earlier. We're talking about players hiding in those corn stalks. Literally, Sheep was right there.
Right next to him, and sometimes all it takes is just a quick edit, and players are now getting used to the fact that they'll do anything. Like we saw somebody hiding under a staircase yesterday. We've seen people hiding around corners. We've seen people sitting in boxes right next to it, pretending to fire and then turning around and editing it. Players are taking whatever trick, whatever advantage they can get and trying to exploit it, and that's what you have to do.
Like what Zayd's doing here, looking to max out these materials. He is so close to weak players. The first player to push this guy right here with 200 health full is going to get punished.
Absolutely, and he's sitting on so much more utility. He can afford to trade it out, both with the siphon mechanics he gets from eliminating, sitting on floor, needs one more for a point, tied with Naga Ops currently as our leader for Elims. Nistic just behind him with 3, nobody else quite in the point range.
One Elim is all Zayd needs to get another point in this elimination format. He's sitting at a big board. It's Blind and Aspect going toe-to-toe. Zayd is listening into all of this here.
He knows what's going on directly below him. Doesn't want to take a part of it right now, but hopes to catch somebody rotating away. He has a really long rotation to make out in the open, so might be looking for recycled utility, has no mobility options himself.
In case you're just joining us, guys, we're gathered together at the Fortnite Secret Skirmish. We're currently in the solo portion, Game 5. Yesterday was all duos. Today we have solo action. Let's take a look at these mid-game highlights here with Bala, so you can keep you guys up to date.
Monster, and here we have Jake Cuddy versus JDW, and this is such a nice play from JDW. See now, Jake Cuddy goes into the box and he immediately places the stairs and gets that trap Elim there. That's going to be his first one. He's going to go on to try for more. But next, Patek versus Outlet. Another really nice play and a fortunate events for him. The stair edit there was so amazing by Patek, so quick and clean. And then we have Naga Ops, who is somewhere in our standings high up. He's going to take out Overpeak from far. He's off on a run. We're going to take a look at that possibly in the post game as well, as there are stuff that goes on. But here's Sap. Lead as Legedian jumps in, and another trap play. Everybody with their traps getting such nice elims there. We're going to see the standings are starting to shake up.
Thank you, Bala. We do appreciate the catch-up for everyone just tuning in here. We're halfway through this lobby. Fulmer's under pressure now. Sap, one of our leaders in the points here, just holding down that turbo. He is averaging 3.2 eliminations per game. He hasn't won a game without them.
And not only that, he's averaging 9th place overall. So he's averaging a top 10 finish. He's averaging a point a game, not only from elims, but from placements. And that's consistency defined. He won yesterday, and now here he is in the solos, looking to catch players on the rotation. He's right on that edge of the circle, trying to gatekeep, AKA keeping the players outside the circle from rotating to safety, thus putting them under pressure from taking storm damage. And what this allows him to do is have a prime position and able to catch them rotating, because you know where they have to walk, Monster.
Yes, he does. He has that high, keen awareness of his surroundings, his K-Unit and clarity. And another battle, Fulmer sees a small opportunity to get on the offense, and there it is. He's pressuring down K-Unit. Clarity picking up on the cues from Fulmer's shots, and now his Clarity's getting pressure from 2 angles.
Yeah, someone else joining in from the side as well, and this is what happens when you're the last one in. You become an easy target, but Clarity is the one who capitalizes, not getting any of the loot for that, but a really
really aggressive, calculated push from the Storm, making sure he was the one to get that elim.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah, now somebody trying to drop down on him. He's trying to defend. He was thinking about, is it worth? That was Fulmer who wanted a piece of it, but Saf's going to be able to go. What is that? Saf pushes across, jump 180. If he didn't get the siphon, he would have been eliminated immediately before because he's below the 50 HP. 36 is going to keep him alive, and that gives him a point. So now back up to that average point from there. That's going to push him into tied with Vivid, and on tiebreaker, he's actually going to be above him coming through it. That's incredible right now.
He is going for it here. I can't believe he just made the most aggressive counter push right there. That was absolutely incredible. And now he's going to be able to replenish up on all of Fulmer's loot. We know Fulmer to be a defensive, slow, methodical player, one of our highest placements as far as pop-up performances go in the past. Look, Saf is back in the game right now.
Absolutely incredible right there. And then Clarity had opted to disengage. Saf heard that, and then you see recycled utility. When people use a Rift to go, or they use a launch pad late game, everyone hears that audio cue, and then they run for it. They're like, I get free utility, I can go get that real quick. And then Saf, now, safe zone, middle next circle, got the elim, and he's going to heal up to 125 effective HP, even 100 if he wants to use the campfire. So this is, that's, oof. You are watching incredibly calculated young legend who dominated duos yesterday, trying to desperately repeat that clutch performance and put himself back in first place.
Oh my gosh.
So
do you want to break that down?
No, you got it, dude. That's all you. Go ahead.
Listen, Sav is being calculated with every single decision. He is losing. The reason he break the campfire, it gives off a smoke signal. It gives off a cue to the area. Every piece of information matters in the highest competitive levels of Fortnite. There's 100 different ways we could break down off a campfire play here.
Yep, and now Naga Ops jumping over on 4 elims. Our current elim leader who is left in the match. One more will give him an additional point. 2 points will put him in the money in that top 20 situation. That's what the players are fighting for. And now look at that, trying to find whatever shots he can with that legendary suppressed AR, catching people who are rotating. He has to leave pretty early on. He's at the backside of the circle, but he's looking like he's going to try and find people rotating, and there's a lot nearby.
And this big elimination right here, because this is worth a point in this game format here. This next elimination will be his 5th, and then he will be so close to the big bonus. This is a big rotation here. He is looking for players. That's Whites. Makes the edit. The Storm unfortunately takes him out there, but it's a Rift to go. He catches it.
Yeah, and look at all the players in the sky. That's what we talk about, recycled utility. You see that Storm Surge warning go away. That means players are being eliminated. We're now down to 30 players left. And look at those Poach, Bizzle, Schmecht, Persecute, Clarity, Naga. Some opting to drop down to try and get a piece of the action on the low ground. They want elim, they want points. Trying to fall down on ultimate high is Naga Ops. But you see all of the tarps being built, players covering themselves from above and below, trying to not get picked when they're rotating. Naga dropping down on that middle tarp, metal out, 57 structures left. Notice how quickly he burns through this in favor of safety.
He also chose to not use floorboards there because he knew a player was below him. Just those little opportunities to save up materials here. Naga's on the offense. That's a big hit right there. 66 is another player below him. He's looking for blood here. Is he going to be able to find it? Here comes a low-level disengage now, and there's going to be a player right over to his right.
Really be able to find the shop, now being pressured from above. Look at these diagonal tarps, making sure you're building out next to you, then covering your sides, editing forward. This is Bowman now on the low guard, sitting on 6 elims, picks up Armand. Will he be able to get the 7th for a point and then activate big bonus, trying to drop down the play on the loop. 100 shot, does not pick it up, gets eliminated by Tfue. Going in, 10 players left. Everyone just got a placement point. Mateos drops down, Saf knocking his builds out from underneath him. This is Chaos. Tfue now 4 elims. 8 players left, looking to find one more, getting those 2 points to catapult himself further into that top 20 after the last game. He's almost there, now out of builds, reliant on finding elims and cleaning up other resources. Gross on that low ground. Scoopty trying to pick up the elim from the siphon. Bizzle ends up living in the storm. Tfue on the low ground with Gross. Gross ends up going down in the storm. Bizzle ultimate high.
Come on, Tfue.
Bizzle versus Tfue.
Come on, Tfue.
Tfue's just looking for the peak. He has no materials, didn't even go
ultimate high. Bizzle is now getting dropped on. They cue the trap, not going to be able to find it yet. Still 3 players remaining. Tfue ultimate
there, I thought it was only 1 player, but it's not.
No, he was sitting all the way up. He had popped the rip, and he was just hanging out above. Tfue trying to knock down the structures. Builds are beginning to fall. Will he catch it? Tfue goes down to Bizzle. Bizzle cleans it up with the pump into the SMG, and that is it. 3 elims into the victory royale. Incredible performance coming out from him. He has to be happy. That's going to catapult him right into the conversation for the last game.
What an incredible finish by Bizzle. One of our favorites to watch from the start of this entire solo series, coming in hot. Here are the final moments. It was actually Flossin who came overhead from the dive down. Super off guard right there. He falls to his death, unfortunately, simultaneously.
Right at the same moment. It was neck and neck. He fell right on the corner. You saw him fall down. And it's just.
And listen, Tfue is actually granted the elim on Flossin because he broke all the structure. So that was Tfue's 5th elimination. Not only placement, and a 2nd point for the elim.
Huge sap as well, 6 elims, and then got into the placement points. It's going to catapult them back up there, going back and forth with Vivid. They're Mr. Consistent right now, but we're going to throw it on over to an interview.
Guys, first off, let's just say, if Kitty plays, I feel like I can hear in the back yelling, Bizzle, Bizzle, Bizzle. Let's just put it out there. You're a monster, all right? You've been in this position so many times. I got to know, how is it you always maintain that high ground?
It's just playing your game style, and it's a series, and hopefully one game you're going to play it right and you're going to get the win.
All right, so let's dive a little bit deeper, right? So we've kind of had a video package of you in the past and stuff. Can you dive a little bit into what you're doing that's giving you these advantages over all these players? Like, what is it? Like, are you just playing for like 8 hours a day? Like, what do you have that we don't have?
When you're playing the game and you're playing against the best players in the world, I think that's what gets you better. When you have a group of friends that you can rely on that can get you better at the game, and that's what everyone needs, I think.
So how much do you play with those friends? Is it like once a day? Are you like, look, I'm going to fly solo, but then you're like, no, I need to play with you guys? Like, what's the story?
Oh, it's every day. We're playing with each other, and if there's downtime, we're always looking to play with each other, like, whenever we can. That's what makes someone better.
Now, here you go, man. Last game, all right? This is game number 6. You going to keep the road steady? Like, what are you looking to change up for game number 6?
I'm not going to change up anything. I'm going to hope I find some movement, find some bricks and launch pads, and hopefully just get a high placement with good kills and get some more points on the board.
Well, Bizzle, Bizzle, Bizzle. Let's see if you can make it happen. Best of luck in game 6. Guys, back over to you.
Ziggy, thank you so very much. If I'm being honest, I'm a big fan of Ghost Bizzle here. I love what he said here. He sticks to his game plan. He's been a seasoned vet, event after event. And this is another just moment for you guys to really hear his insight. He knows what he's doing. He takes this opportunity to play with his friends, any opportunity he gets. So you know he's learning from his own teammates.
Yeah, he absolutely is. Speaking of those teammates, him and Sap.
Motherfucker!
1 in 3, the Ghost Boys. So those friendships, those games seem like they're paying off, and it's going to be so close in that challenge for the top spot. I mean, it's right there, man.
Yeah, it's a neck-and-neck battle, but with that, we're going to go on and pitch over to Bala, who can break down all the chaos in the endgame. Bala, what do you have for us?
We're coming close to that storybook ending, guys. And I just want to talk about a really nice story fight in terms of Naga Ops, who was towards that endgame. And we're going to hop into that first. It's actually Chap and Ruski. And we'll tell the story of Naga Ops in a second. But Chap with the bush, number 1. So he's actually known for that, but he's going to throw some boogies here and back Ruski into a corner. You see he's boogied, and then he throws it again through the cracks, gets through the door. He's backing him into a corner. First shot goes in. Okay, now the stair goes in. Ruski starts to turtle. He goes back around. He knows there's a crack here, and he's going to hop in and grab Ruski. He's so low at this point, so Chap just comes back around, and it's a wrap here for Ruski as he goes underneath him, up through the floor, and nice play there. But Naga Ops with the perfect timing. He comes right over as soon as that Ruski Elim goes down, and he hops into that box, and Chap goes down. Now, this is what I'm talking about in terms of spots for mobility. There's the planes nearby, that plane depot. There's those zip lines, and then Naga Ops, he knows, actually, he hears Snood, and they get into an engagement. Really nice here. Naga Ops showing that build fight prowess as he hops over those cones, and then nice forward, and then Snood actually edits that pyramid, and he drops down into it. And so Naga Ops, that's 4 elims for him there. And that's on his way to, I don't know how many points he got in that game, but it was massive game for him. So we'll see where he stands. We're going to go ahead and end the day with Courage and Lupo as this storybook finish concludes, guys.
Thank you so much, Bala. Yes, one final matchup. The duo's back at it, baby. Good to be sit up here with Dr. Lupo. Ben, brilliant day from top to bottom, and we just got a little sneak peek at the standings. And we both, we're holding on to each other going, look at these names and where they're at.
The top of the list actually is, it's absolute insanity.
Yes.
And we're going to take a look at it here in just a second. Right on your screen right now, Saf, Vivid, Bizzle, Kaizui, Pearl, Tfue, Pate, Armand, Vaccaro, 72 hours. Look at the spread here, Jack.
The most insane part, some of these names, Vivid, Bizzle, Tfue, 72 Hours. These are all guys in the top 10 in prize money in Fortnite history. And again, they continue to show how consistent they are. But Saf, the man who won duos yesterday, in first now for solos, but keep in mind the point difference here. Ben, break down a little bit of what some of these players would have to do to dethrone him from that first place spot.
So let's say Saf has a bad game. Fingers crossed it doesn't happen for him, but 11 points, a lead of only 2. Let's look at even just the top 6, down to Tfue there at 7 points. A 4-point spread means that a high elim game or even just a high placement game and a couple eliminations could push literally any of these players into first place over Saf. It's so close, Jack. That striking distance, it's a thing for everybody.
Absolutely.
Even all the way down to Vaccara's 5 points. A 7 elim victory royale game would put him at a tie in terms of points, and that's so close that it really is anybody's first place to grab.
Oh, 100%. Think just in the last 2 days we've seen multiple 9-point performances where players are dropping 10 elims with the victory royale. Here's the rest of the standings through the top 20. You see Zexro in there at 16th, Blind at the 15th spot, Ghoul there at 13th, but either way, the players are ready. They begin to load on up the Secret Skirmish. Going into our final game, what a performance it's been so far from these players. Either way though, a fantastic event from top to bottom. I can confidently say that I think these are the best competitive settings in regards to the meta of the game, in regards to the updates that have been made that we have played yet in Fortnite history.
Now, we want to take a look for just a second at your current leader, Saf. He won the duos yesterday with his partner, and today he's established first place dominance thus far. We're 5 games deep, Jack. We have 1 left, and look at this. 3,243 total damage dealt with a fraction of that. 586 total damage taken. And look at how much of that has been rifle damage. At a distance or up close, doesn't matter. The weapon has been extremely versatile for him. Saf has dealt 1,200 damage and 20 total eliminations.
That's some of the most ridiculous stats I've seen.
Big numbers.
3,200 damage dealt with, again, as you mentioned, a fraction. About 1/6 of that in damage taken. I mean, yeah, sure, you'd expect something if the guy's in first place, but still, either way, a testament to how good he is. If you're wondering how you can wind up getting involved in any of these events, remember, a lot of these guys came from qualifying online, playing through the pop-ups, making some noise in these online qualifiers. It is insane. One of the players right now in the top 10, one of the biggest names out there for Fortnite, it is Tfue on the floor.
Hey guys, yes, I am here with the one, the only Tfue. Welcome. Congratulations, you're doing very, very well. You haven't won yet, but you're definitely within range, 7th placement. So we did see you pull up today in a rather nice vehicle. It was beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, people are saying that I pulled up in a Lambo, but really I pulled up on a bird. You know, I just scooped one off the sidewalk and skirted over to the event. And, you know, I'm doing all right. I got 2nd place last game, so it wasn't too bad. I got 5 kills. Hopefully I get, you know, a couple more points, you know, climb up the ranking a little bit, but I'm not doing too bad, you know.
So what has been your strategy in these past few games to be so consistent? We're constantly seeing you in those last zones, and then last game, Bizzle taking away that victory royale, but excellent performance. What's your strategy?
My strategy, stay out of planes. Every single time I've been in a plane, I just get lasered, either from somebody on the ground or like somebody in another plane. So I'm just staying out of planes completely. And then I'm shooting every plane, so sorry guys.
Yeah, we saw your teammate Cloaksy get, I think, 2 or 3 snipes out of planes that game too. So planes are definitely the focus today. A lot of people wanting to land on them, but now being punished for it. So moving into this next game, last game, are you going to be aggressive, go for those eliminations, or hope to get them in the end zone?
I'm just going to play end zone. Hopefully get the safe zone. If I don't have movement, yeah, I'll probably just rush at people.
Sounds great. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today, Turner. I really appreciate it. And back to you guys at the desk.
Tfue, he's learned so much from watching me play on my stream. Great to see him excelling here today.
I think everybody has, Jack, as far as eating burritos goes. But today we're here talking about competitive Fortnite. We want to make sure that we have a focus on exactly what's going down here. We have a ton of prize money in the line. We have 1 game remaining, and the roster of players here today is absolute. It's insanity.
Yep.
It's absolute insanity, Jack.
It most certainly is. Now, as we get ready for this final lobby to load on up, I do believe we have Sundown over there to give us a little peek at some of the things he's taken note of today.
We're going to check out some of the elims that we missed from that last match, starting with Sofa.
We're taking it back from you, Sundown. I don't want to hear it. I took it back from you.
We have a temporary little lapse there, Sundown. We'll get back to you here in 1 second. Our apologies about that. I think the crowd really wanted to hear more about Courage's burrito eating.
I think the production team was laughing at what you had just said and missed the cue for the analyst segment there. But either way, though, you know, looking at it today,
Stream's getting
one
kind
big
of
point that
broken.
really played out was when you think of the winner, Skirmish, how big the Stormwings were in the gameplay. To down here from Tfue today, his game plan is the opposite of what other people were doing. It just shows how much they've been weakened.
I think 7.4 really changed the way a lot of these players are playing. You have people opting against Stormwings. You have people using bushes, and I'm going to be very frank with you, I don't think we've seen that at all until this, ever. And just the way that play styles have adapted, and that's why these guys, you know, these players are at the top of the game. That's why they're on they're out here at Secret Skirmish. That's why they're competing for so much prize money. And like you said earlier, if you're at home and you want an opportunity to come after this, make sure you're playing on those pop-up cups. Make sure you're putting up excellent numbers. Every single point matters. Don't forget that. All right. Anybody could be here, Jack.
Anybody can most certainly be here. Even us in the caster desk, it appears. But I believe this time, Sundown, are you there? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
There it is.
I'm allowed to keep it this time, or are you taking it back? Are you sure?
Please take it.
Good. Okay, awesome. So we're going to catch you up on some of the elims that we missed from that last match, starting with Sofa, picking up 2 clutch elims early on and then being able to transition it into a solid mid game. Let's roll it. So right here, pressuring in on Jaeyoung, using that suppressed SMG, making sure he hits the shots and not giving Jaeyoung a chance to breathe. The second that metal goes down, takes a while to build, and then immediately into a second fight. And look at this close range accuracy. You couldn't even see the hit marker at the time, but the pump was right on top of C's, eliminating there. Let's take a look at Poach, known for one of the better rifle skills, one of the better rotations, picking off Nate Hill there in the distance. Now jumping on over to something a little flashier. Mateos with a, just watch. It's pretty. Boom! As soon as it comes out, knowing the player's trying to rotate through, very well executed. And then our current leader, Saf, we're gonna see how he got put down just outside of the top 5 situation. Really well played right there from Kuros with the edit play and a clutch shot. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Sundown. A great look back at what we just saw. The final game about to begin. Remember, this is the majority of the prize money on the line. It was $500,000 across our 2 days of competition. $400,000 for solos alone. And Lupo, Sav won, I believe, half of the 27 grand yesterday. Now he's currently in first, which means if he stays in this spot, he would earn another $60,000.
You see there the entire list on your screen, all the way down to top 20, taking home $10,000. All this prizing can be made more effective with creator code CourageJD or Doc Lupo in the item shop, and it's incredible. This is life-changing money, Jack.
Most certainly is. As again, you see it from top to bottom. Always fun watching the stakes get raised every single event. I feel like it's just a sign of things to come. That's it, though. We're done talking. It's time for the big moment, the final match of the Secret Skirmish, live from wherever the heck we are in the world. Here we go. There's a look at your players. Everyone's saddled up, ready to go. Vivid, someone who's absolutely turned up today, currently in the top 5. Bizzle joining him as well. Can he rise to the top to dethrone that man right there, Saf? A monster so far today. The battle bus has launched and the llama's taking it back.
The top of the leaderboard right now, Jack, is insane. Saf, Vivid, Bizzle, Kaizui, Pearl, Tfue. Even beyond that, you have Peyton, everybody else. The list, everyone's very close. Yep. 15 seconds until this battle bus is finished deploying everyone from it, and it is a northeast to southwest, straight over Frosty Flights. I'd expect to see a lot of the guys from FaZe drop down there. Looks like the block may be a slightly populated area. Wailing Woods, a pretty even spread. Even Retail's getting some action at it. Dusty Divot. Everywhere is worthwhile, Jack. Where would you drop?
Well, final game, here's what I would do. Right, I would go ahead and land down in Westworld, south side of the map. win my one-on-one engagement there. I would then rotate towards the rifts, take the rift towards the plains. I would use the plains to get into the middle of the safe zone, and I would telepath where the zone's going to go next. As I rotate towards the next zone, I would then prepare and take note of who's being eliminated in the feed, thus taking advantage of who I know is weak. When I take advantage of who I know is weak, I get my elims, get into big bonus, drop 25 elims, win the game, and then Ariana Grande meets me, and we go to a dinner for two.
Interesting. You will have to see how things play out. Maybe the next time you're in one of these events, Jack. But until then, you're stuck behind the desk with me. We're going to watch actual professional players play the game how they want to play.
Well, let's go, my friend. I love you, man. Saf, off the break. He's going to go ahead and claim the chest right in the middle of the water here and look for any bit of materials he get. And one of my favorite items to get right away in a match is the epic or legendary rarity pump shotgun. For me, it's like when I have that tool at my disposal, I just know whatever encounter I get in, that can be used to flip any bad scenario into something that's winnable, right? One good shot can save a game with that pump shotgun.
Well, when Fortnite decides to add an epic level pizza to the game, I'll have to ask you what your go-to first item is. Pepperoni. See if it changes. Until then, Marksman, Vivid, a 1v1 we've seen that feels like every single game. We're going to see how things play out this time around up here in Junk Junction. There's still a sniper rifle back there on top of one of the junk piles. We'll see if somebody goes for that. Marksman rocking a pair of common ARs, 7 minis. Looks like he popped the slurp, so he's going to be topped off here in just a second.
And him and Vivid have had so many battles here today. Each of them has taken the other down at some point, but here's the big difference in this fight. Vivid, 0 shields. Marksman sitting pretty at almost 200 health. He's got a major advantage for this one. Could come back to fight Vivid. Again, someone in our top 5 looking to potentially dethrone Saf.
Would not surprise me if he went in big on this one. You see the arsenal there. A heavy sniper rifle this early in the game means very aggressive pushes that's possible. Regardless of the surfaces that Marksman may put up, that thing's going to go through no matter what, which means a push is available for him, but it looks like he might be backing out here. I feel like if Vivid is paying very close attention and really thinking on his feet here, a 0 shield push, probably not the best idea, but he is going to try and gather up as much material as possible just in case Marksman makes a move on him.
Vivid just continuing to bounce around. Not wanting to get too involved. Remember, Vivid in our top 10, another player in our top 10, Kaizui. We'll take a look at how things are starting off for him in this game. It seems like he was in an early fight. Uh-oh, man, down to just 57 HP.
Row the quick edit, and he does get caught off guard. Row takes our 4th place player, Kaizui, out of the final match. I hate to see it. Vivid still down here. Up here, technically Junk Junction does have a player rotating into who is southwest that he probably has no idea exists just yet. We have a minute left until this first circle closes.
Nate Hill taking on Dementos. Nate tries to fight for the high ground down to just 3 HP, and this just looks like an unwinnable situation. What can he do to try to reclaim this one? No shot. Nate goes down. Kind of a quiet tournament from Nate, if I'm being completely honest. And now look at Dementos' inventory. My goodness. The legendary assault rifle. You've got the epic rarity pump shotgun. Yeah, it's only a gray SMG, but for the most part, a ton of shields, 200 health, and already 800 materials. Dementos sitting pretty in Fatal Fields.
With 7.4 coming back, Jack, the clingers have been re-added to the game. Grenades are gone, and I'd like to take a look real quick here. Jay Cuddy with those clingers. He's sitting on 6. And 1, 2, Ziff goes to sleep. A back-to-back clinger. As Jay Cuddy gets a 50 HP push there.
He had 50 health with the 200 of Ziff. That ain't right.
200's not enough to save you from 2 clingers, my friend.
Someone call up the Giants. We found their new QB. We'll go ahead and see McDonald now. A little bit over 100 health. And it's almost funny. You see him just kind of tag these builds. But remember, with the added harvesting rate, hey, 1 wall can make the difference here. If you're just idly running around, sure. Give a little smack, get a couple extra materials. You never know what difference it can make in a fight.
We did see actually McDonald earlier in a previous match get stuck in a crate by 72 hours with literally no weapon. I made that shooting fish in a barrel joke. It was absolutely awful, but it was true in the moment. It's good to see him rocking at least a small arsenal here. Jamok rotating away at only 46 total HP, 36 builds possible, and he does have quite a few weapons. I don't think double pump works anymore, Jamok, but he does have that green as a backup in case he runs out of ammo in the blue.
Over to Aiden, just outside Salty Springs. You notice he's kind of playing passively because guess what? There's 3 players in this one building. And people call this grandmas. As Aiden's just sitting still, listening to the movement going on around him. It's Ronan now pushing towards the high ground. Dopeye there as well. Ronan with the slurp ticking. More than happy to just let this roll, not needing to get in any engagement. Wants this slurp to get as much use out of it as possible before he goes and fights an opponent in there.
I was going to say, with only 3 builds to his name, rotating away at this point, regardless of the shield and HP advantage, obviously he doesn't know, but just making a move for more materials, probably the best call in this situation. You do not have to get aggressive for eliminations early, and with, like right here, Dopeye with a pyramid edit, he's able to watch out just in case he wants to see if somebody's pushing in. He's going to reset this pyramid on the way down, knock the floor out. So he's dealt 95 damage.
One thing to point out, Aiden, here's the thing, Aiden has not moved. Aiden is literally not moving. So Dopeye might not realize that Aiden is still in this building just above him. Look at Aiden, yes, he's spinning around, but he's not making any footstep noise. Dopeye could walk right on up here, and Aiden can catch him off guard with one clean pump shot. I think he's going for it. There it is, the pump comes in. Dopeye now panic building. Aiden's plan has worked to perfection. You can tell he's used this so many times in Tilted Towers. Now bringing the strategy over to Grandma's just outside Salty. Dopeye caught in a bathroom. That's not a fun spot to be in as he is just trying to stay alive. Aiden putting the pressure on. You gotta think the end's near, Lupo.
Right now, Aiden just looking for any opportunity, going for potentially a wall replace. I have a feeling Aiden's trying to burn out any materials Dopeye may have left at this point, but Aiden sitting on only 6 small rounds, and that's almost all he's got left.
And
the push out from Dopeye.
That was Dopeye's last build. That was Dopeye's last build. That's why he did that. He had no other option but to bring the fight to him. Sorry to cut you off there, Ben. I was trying to make sure I got that the info our director gave to us just as that went on. That's why he made that decision to just go for it in the final moment.
Just a little bit of ammunition left, but Aiden comes out on top. A single Elim, 32 builds now. 78 HP remaining. We'll have to see if he finds a bead on Ronan here in a second. He does see him pop out just around the tree. The build begins, and Aiden's playing a little defensively here. Doesn't want to give Ronan an opportunity to get up above. Push down, you see him backing down the ramp, just waiting, biding his time. Slight aggression, just the opportunity he needs to push on Ronan, and he's going for it. The pyramid to block, and he rotates on the outside to jump out as a defensive mechanism in case Ronan tries to pyramid the ramp up on his own, and Aiden drops down, 102 to the back, and he might have Ronan on the ropes here. Gets pyramided his own, tries to go for the edit on his own ramp, and barely misses it.
He's got no builds.
Ronan's on top at this point. We'll have to see if Aiden sneak his way out, make it away, and go for a reset here. Is Aiden going to keep applying pressure? 28 HP, it would be very, very aggressive of him, but we've seen it in the past. We've seen it a number of times. The shot, he just barely misses it. Aiden's still alive. Neither player taking any damage from that engagement. Reset after reset, Jack, and Ronan's still on top. You see him taking just a moment, popping that full shield. He's going for the long one. He gets it off. 75 shield, 97 HP. He's sitting in an absolutely dominant position. 8 builds, though. It might not be enough, but Aiden is completely out. He's got to rotate. Gets caught off guard by Ronan from above.
When you run out of materials, Fortnite gets a little bit tougher. Just a little bit tougher.
The game changes almost completely.
It's literally just, at that point, it's like, every time you see it, it just proves how much Fortnite is a building game over a pure just, being able to shoot game. Swapping over to Takada just outside shifting. Quick edits as he's looking to get very aggressive off the break. And Ben, when we talk about game plays changing just a little bit now, you're seeing a little bit more aggression out of some of these players who are trying to climb up these ranks. Not only do some of these guys now need, a very high placing or a victory royale, but they need those eliminations to move towards big bonus.
Imagine being in such a point deficit and suddenly having an absolute pop-off game, dropping 8, 9, 10 elims, those bonus points coming in big. That could be an absolutely massive shift for literally any player. Any of the 100 players here could find themselves very high on the leaderboard with even just one good game, and this is the last one. If you're waiting for just the right time, I think now's the time.
Now is the time. What's interesting about this next zone, Viking Village, as many people call it, is in the direct center and is the absolute high ground. Takada farming as many materials as possible. It's had only 15 builds, now up to 28. You see on the bottom right of your screen, Tifu actually already up there, but it's very small, I know, on that mini-map, but look at how many players have already claimed that top Viking area to try to hold there for the rest of this match.
In the middle of that fight, Takada, while he's taking shots, you saw him kind of jumping and flicking backwards to see if there was anyone behind him that was going to take a shot. He knew he was in a pinch situation, especially because just by taking shots, even that one right there, he does kind of signal to everybody around that he's, you know, he's out here. He's ready to take some shots, but he's going to get shot at himself. Takada now stuck in the storm, the siren. Any shield he can pop off here, the last second, he's going to try and go for it. The quick double edit. He owns as much of this material as he possibly can. He's going to jump up behind Takada, try and get the shots. Takada's rotating away. That tack shotgun's going to be key here. It might only be gray, but he can get the job done, and it doesn't, Jack.
Doesn't get it done there. Takada able to earn that elimination. Still over 170 HP with the zone. Ticking for one right now. 3 campfires, though, Lupo. Shouldn't be too big of a deal with this damage he's taken.
Top of that, he's got the mobility to redeploy. He's got a launch pad. He might be deep outside the zone, Jack, but he's got the ability to move in, and he can keep himself alive with ease. He just has to worry about getting gatekeeped on the way in. We'll have to see if that happens or not. Meanwhile, Snobby Shores, maybe one of the less visited POIs during this event here at Secret Skirmish, but right now Fulmer, 2 eliminations to his name already. A number of players still out here with him. We'll have to see how many of these services he's about to take ownership of. You see a lot of players knocking these down as low as possible, sometimes even finishing them and replacing quickly, just because ownership of even one surface can mean the difference between a player pushing in on you inside a house and you keeping them at bay.
Electing to hold on to some of these explosives over picking up the likes of the hand cannon, but now sees a suppressed sniper and decides, hey, this is a tool I want to have to maybe catch a player off guard with a quick headshot.
Let's see if he can catch Vivid on rotation here.
Okay, he's boxed up.
All right, here at the edge of the zone, Fulmer, the dynamite, going for a big throw here, knocks his own structure down, but it's not a big deal. Builds back up quickly, sees that Vivid is going to rotate in, build that little box on the right side of your screen there. Curious if he knows if Tom is on the inside of this building. He's got to hear him at this point. The jump and the sprint around in the bottom floor. Fulmer, an opportunity. If he picks up this elimination, Jack, that's 3. That would make his first point for this game.
Yep.
It's the last game. Might be time to go for those points, my friend.
He is right on the edge of the zone. Devious now just above. What he doesn't know is how weak Devious is. So he's going to get a push. Catching him off guard. Devious not hearing the footsteps. Beautifully played by Fulmer. And Ben, you mentioned it. That will now put Fulmer at 3 limbs. 1 more point earned.
Get to swap that suppressed sniper out for a heavy. The ability to knock down any given wall at any time is absolutely massive. Take advantage of that. We saw in the duos a number of times yesterday. The heavy snipe into Rocket is a big combo for these players. Jay Young.
28 builds now, too. Your max materials.
The rift all the way in the back as rotations are going to start. Fulmer's going to go for the high ground. That quick edit and reset on the pyramids during the climb. Very, very important to take note of that because it is a double layer on the floor below or above. On top of that, they switch it to a ramp to get some elevation, then reset it back. It's so clean. The ability to rotate in, move, or gain elevation so quickly like that. Full strap to take note of.
Still just sitting up top. Tom in the building, Caros and Dementos in a fight. Caros very, very good. It's a great shot. Dementos did win it. Okay, I was going to say, geez, he was down to, what, 7 health when he got that on limb. Caros nearly made that happen.
I don't know if you watched that, but the build count literally flying from almost nothing to full. He was at 150 as it ended, which is the cap right now.
And there's so many more mats left. See, what I want to see here is him begin to build towards this next zone, tunnel on out, then come back for the materials that are there. I think that's what he's going to do once he heals on up. But that's what, again, separates the differences in these players in these lower material modes. Well, now I should say, with lower materials now across Fortnite, right? It's no longer a mode with lower materials. Now everyone's playing on it.
Those pop-up cup rules are all over the place.
You'd love to see it.
Saf, your current leader, sitting all the way up top, and we're 50 players eliminated at this point, halfway through.
Saf is still here. I mean, brilliant, brilliant performance from him this weekend, no matter what happens. Definitely, if you pick an MVP, you got to think it's him. For what we've seen up to this point, both players wind up taking this rift, Vivid and Fulmer. And you know what? If I'm Fulmer, I'm more than happy with this, right? I get a free rotation, didn't use one of mine, and I get to avoid fighting one of the best players in the world in Vivid.
See where they land here. At this point, landing on top of another player structure might be one of the only options. Fulmer's going right next to Sofa. He's going to build up the tree, causing a little bit of trouble.
I think he regrets landing in this tree. Look, you can, like, it's just awkward. The trees are just awkward to build in and fight around. He's going to break that down right away.
That's free materials at least, but yeah, it really makes things tough. You can even get caught off guard just by a strange angle. Somebody could hit a shot through between some branches. Building is very difficult. Lana, Sheep, Punisher, Sofa, and Fulmer all on your screen here. 49 players remaining as this circle is getting ready to finish closing. It's got 36 seconds left, and what that means is the next circle is when things start to move. Players are going to be forced to rotate no matter what, and I think a little bit of chaos is going to cut loose, Jack.
Chaos will most certainly cut loose. We're at the halfway point. Let's check in with our pal Sundown.
Thank you so much, Courage and Lupa. We're going to catch 6 elims that we might have missed here. We're starting off with Schmeck versus Overpeak. Overpeak low. Schmeck recognizing that at the 177 HP. Dives in, and actually really good trade from Overpeak, but not enough. Paytech versus Dwifo, 2 of the young gods. Paytech, make sure he lands the boogie bomb, and he's following up. He sees Dwifo dancing, boxes him in, drops around the side, edit. Right as it runs out, he puts the pressure down, but he owned the wall. Dwifo, nothing to do, and he throws a little default dance in there too. We talked about it, how his last game, Postek here, has a beat on him, but sometimes those nerves get to you. Those Rifta goes down there, he's gonna try and fall down to one, but you have to be conscious, you only had 13 HP. You can't fall that far, just misses the Rift. Now into the battle of Tilted. Triggy able to get some good shots on Slavix. Slavix tries to rotate away from Deuces, but he's gonna get picked off. Triggy then recognizing that's there. Deuces gets gifted a little bit of loot. They're both trying to close it out, but Deuces is gonna make immediate use of that blue pump that he picks up. So he drops down edit with a 150 shot, and he follows it back up with another 150 shot. Really well played from him. Now we're gonna check out Cease, the only one earning a point, places the ramp and then the edit. That was so clean, setting up 1 point going in the late game. Has to be happy with that, but now let's get back to the chaos.
Brilliant Sundown. One of my favorite additions of the Secret Skirmish has been the mid-game updates to catch on some of those moments we may have missed. That's the last one for this weekend. Props to all of our great analysts. It's been an honor working with you guys on those segments, but now back in the game. 43 players remaining. One of these half-in, half-out zones where it gets real hectic. Lupo has kicked in, and you can hear the rifts going off in the background.
Everybody's got to move the southeast side of the map. 30 seconds until this finishes closing. We have 42 players remaining. Fulmer sitting on 4 eliminations. A 5th would mean another point for him. Trying to push as close as he can to that top 10, trying to earn points there as well. Takes a little bit of damage. Rowe also at 4 elims. Cease and Deuce is both sitting on 3, so there's a collection of points going out for our players right now. But Fulmer just above an opponent underneath. Meanwhile, Rowe, mentioned moments ago, the only other player at 4 elims, looking down from above, seeing if he has any third-party opportunities, catch anybody rotating. But he only has 41 rounds left, Jack. If he sees a chance to take a shot, it is not going to be one that is a toss-up. He's not going for anything lucky, my friend. He's going for a guarantee.
Yep.
Now, on top of that, you don't really have to worry about an up-close push. His swap weapon, that green suppress SMG, he has plenty of ammunition there. He's sitting on 300-plus rounds. That's not a big concern. It's the long-range game that's going to be a problem for him at this point. It looks like he's just going to bide his time. He's got that edit open on the pyramid, and he pushes out during this rotation. The Storm starting to apply pressure. We'll see if Cloak, up to his top left, takes a shot. He doesn't, but that rotation is going to have to happen there. And Rowe actually might be waiting to bait Cloak out, catch him on the rotation himself.
He's saving a ton of materials right now. Gets in another fight. This could be for another point right now for Rowe. Gets the high ground for the moment. Drops on down, whiffs the shot, whiffs again. Oh, these edits, no! That is heartbreak. That is heartbreak, and you see the reaction. That's one where I think we just saw a little bit of the nerves of the main stage kick in, Lupo.
A couple missed edits and a whiff shotgun shot cost him the game. Deuce is here, 3 eliminations. Fulmer now creeping up to 5 of his own. That's a second point. Trying to make his way to the top of the leaderboard that you see in your bottom right there. Fulmer, your current elim leader for this final game, but he's out of builds. 90 HP, 17 shield, and he's getting lasered from his front left up above 41. He's going to have to knock the wall out. He might not be fast enough to get past the storm. He is 11 HP. The jump shot, 104. The opponent's still alive inside the box, and they edit down, and he gets him. Fulmer goes down to Germ.
Tough moment there. 12 players left, 11 players left. You see just how weak Lenane is on the left side. Germ turns and burns onto him. Top 10 now, top 8. As players are dropping like flies, you see the zone continuing to shift. Now over to Germ, just barely misses that heavy sniper shot. These are the final moments of the secret skirmish as Daxor takes down Germ. No surprise here, Bizzle in a wonderful position to potentially take this game. Not many materials left. 3 of them so far. A quick little tag on the player above. No materials. He's got to drop on down. He's looking for the way to take as little fall damage as possible. He's made it to the low ground. He's skating around. Shot comes in. A limb for Bizzle. Turns on the player above.
He's going to win again.
That's
he won
again. He hand cannoned the floor.
Are you kidding me?
Dropped.
He won again.
Victory. I think he's saying 2 victories today. Oh my goodness. Wait, that was 2 in a row. Bizzle won the last game too.
Back-to-back
That's why he's saying 2.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable from Bizzle. Here it is again. It's Vinny up top. And watch this timing. Bizzle, hand cannon. Goodbye to the ramp. And that's enough to drop him to his demise.
Just before the wall goes up, this last second shot.
Oh my goodness. It doesn't get much closer than that.
Look at the reaction. Look at the reaction. I don't even think he could believe that he hit the shot just barely in time. The ramp disappears. Vinny falls, takes just enough fall damage. The elimination occurs. I don't think you can't make that up. The timing of that shot, I don't think has been matched by anything else. He just barely beat the wall placement. Had that wall gone down, Vinny would have landed, would have still been alive. That tight of a 1v1 with Vinny having the top-down advantage.
Vinny would have had a chance, to put it that way. But instead, it's Bizzle's quick reaction time with the hand cannon to drop him on down. Again, we'll update you guys on exactly who is our overall solos champion, who will be taking home the $60,000 here at the Secret Skirmish. The final leaderboards are being calculated, but it doesn't surprise you at all to have that much
crazy
intensity down to those final moments for our last game.
No, we've seen so many moments where players have made last-second calls to secure eliminations, to outbuild their opponents. We've had multiple moments where not even you and I know exactly how things played out until we take a second to look back at the replay. Speaking of replays and just plays in general, Bizzle are back-to-back winners of the last 2 matches. I want to take a look at some plays here, my friend.
Yeah, here's a little bit from Bizzle in those final moments again, spraying down. What we know about Bizzle, he does such a brilliant job of reading when he's safe enough to turn around and begin to just farm up on players who are running from the ultimate enemy in these last moments, which is the zone. This was from earlier on when he eliminated Tfue to win that 5th match of the day. And then again, as we came into this final game, some of the ways he clutched shut up here, absolutely brilliant. I have to say, my favorite addition in Fortnite history has to be the health on elimination. It has changed the game for the better. So much, just so much more. And it's shown off every single endgame the impact it makes.
I think the competitive scene for Fortnite will take, it will sign off yes on that one, Jack. Right. Everyone's pretty much in agreement that HP, the siphon mechanic, is huge. It pays off for just performance, for player performance in general. You have tons of action. People are able to push more aggressively than I think we've ever seen at any event in the past.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to take away with the amount of people who have started to compete in Fortnite, we know of some of the things on the horizon, right? With how many people are out there, it is a true testament to players like Bizzle, Vivid, 72 Hours, Tfue, who have built up and established names and brands from the very beginning of Fortnite competition. But even now, with the millions of people who have gotten involved through the Winter Skirmish with the 9+ million players, they're still here. They're still near the top. And guess what, folks? I believe we have ourselves the winner of the Secret Skirmish by 1 single point. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Bizzle, our Secret Skirmish champion. The victory at the end put him 1 point above Seth. The man continues continues to do it, Lupo.
It's absolutely unbelievable. Back-to-back victory royales, Game 5 and Game 6. We saw that package there. But you look at his performance over the course of the entire Secret Skirmish, every event before this that he's been at, it is undeniable that he is one of the best players that Fortnite has ever seen.
Bizzle walking backstage. Congratulations again. You see Kitty there, ready for our final interview. Bizzle, talk about clutch. The man just rose from much, much lower on the leaderboards to first place. Kitty with the exclusive interview with our winner, Ghost Bizzle.
Oh my God, I'm getting a little bit emotional, Bizzle. Congratulations, first of all, on winning the solos event of the Secret Skirmish, taking home $60,000. From playing together in the summer skirmishes together to seeing you finally take home a LAN event here. I'm so proud of you. How are you feeling right now?
I don't really know. I didn't think I'd win. I thought Saf was going to have it, but I got 1 point above him, and I'm glad he got second, but I don't know what to say. I'm pretty excited. It's my first.
I know. First from Bizzle. How does it feel to out-clutch your teammate, Saf? We saw his amazing plays yesterday, but after that deagle shot or hand cannon shot today, how does it feel? Like, just, wow.
I don't know. It's hard to clutch. Saf's probably one of the clutchest players in the game. I don't know why he's not talked about in the top players of all time. He's definitely one of them, and I'm just glad I got above him.
Amazing, amazing. So we do have a clip of your last play. If you can just talk us through what was going on in your head.
Right here, I was super low on mats, and I was going for the wall replace, but I think I had 50 wood here. So I know I needed a kill, so I was always holding my pump out. I had the new pump shotgun out, so that does a lot of damage, and I went for a kill on this guy for an elimination. Almost got him, and I was forced to drop down on this guy. And he dropped eventually, and I think I got the kill on the guy chasing him. I got him. This is hard to comment. This is why I don't commentate. I'm so bad at this. But yeah, I got a decent amount of brick from this guy, so I knew I can just get the circle. I was just trying to get the top 3 placement at this point, and let's just see what happens. I know I had a deagle. I still had a big pot. I was 200 health. I'm not sure if anyone even touched me the whole time.
You're doing a great job, Bizzle.
Wow. I'm trying. I went for a quick shot on this guy on high ground, went for a quick headshot and missed it, so I knew I needed to go down. I had no mats. So I dropped down, and I think I landed right next to people, and I got this ice. Landed on the ice lake, and that was a little bit scary. SMG out, sprayed that guy, and I deagled this guy's stare, and he died to fall damage.
That was actually, I was screaming in the background. I think everybody in this entire center was screaming for you, Bizzle. Congratulations again on taking home the Secret Skirmish Solos event. First win ever. Congratulations. Thanks, guys.
Awesome stuff. Congratulations again to Bizzle. Thank you, Kitty. Fantastic performance. He set himself his first ever, major event victory. And it's got to feel good again in a solos format, proving he's right up there with the best in the world.
You got to give it to him, too. A player like Bizzle has such class for going out of his way. He pointed out, he said Saf specifically should be regarded as one of the best players in Fortnite. And I think, I'm going to be honest with you, after a Secret Skirmish here, dominating the duos and then landing a second place potentially in solos. We'll have to take a look at the leaderboard here in just a second, but I'm pretty sure Bizzle doesn't have anything to worry about as far as Saf's notoriety goes, my friend.
100%. Bizzle, the man, just rose on up the ranks again. We'll take a look at our full standings to see how it all breaks on down, but what we know, Bizzle needed the victories, Bizzle needed points, and guess what? The final 2 games, he wins both. Here it is, 12 total points, $60,000, and the title of Secret Skirmish Solo Champion. Saf, my friend, brilliant job between yesterday and today. Vivid, he's had a couple off events as of late, but guess what? Right back up towards the top 3. Tfue, 7th place there. Honorable performance from him, and a bunch of other up-and-coming players you see all around. Expect to see more of them in the days moving forward.
It's good to see a list like this, too. You have, here's your top 20, by the way. 72 Hours, Blind, Zayt, Ghoul, tons of names that we've seen a number of times. And like you said, multiple names that are kind of fresh to the scene as far as skirmish events go. It's great to see competitors from all over pop up and put on a good show for this.
Absolutely brilliant event from top to bottom. Ben, final thoughts on the secret skirmish?
I don't think I've ever seen players play with such accuracy and speed that we have here today. The changes, especially for turbo build, the mechanic changes, the damage change for the hand cannon paid off huge. It was huge for everybody, and I think it goes without saying the competitive Fortnite environment right now is probably currently at its peak.
Yes, this update, absolutely without a doubt, in my opinion, this was the best event we've ever had in regards to the balance and health of the actual in-game and what was being played. And when it's the 100 best players in the world, you get awesome events, fantastic stuff from top to bottom. That does it for us too, Ben. Always a pleasure, my friend. Brilliant stuff to everyone in production as well. Great stuff to you all. Very, very clean show. You love to see it, but this is just a sign of things to come. That'll do it for us two to throw us out for the weekend. We've got Golden Boy and the rest of the crew on the floor.
Thank you so much, Courage and Lupo. That's right. Congratulations to all the players here. Guys, give yourselves a round of applause. There you go. Enthusiasm. That's right. Anyway, congratulations to our duos winner. You got Saf and Ronaldo, and our solos winner, Bizzle. What a day it has been. Now, there are plenty more Fortnite announcements to come, so be on the lookout for all of the goodies. And I just want to say, on behalf of the production, the crew, everyone here who put in all this work, big thank you to everyone who tuned in to the Secret Skirmish. But that's going to do it for us. We'll see you next time on the Battle Bus.
Well guys, that's it to end off our live stream. So yeah, thank you very much for watching today's live stream, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.